County, and I know how to work toward making this city safe.
We can't be shy about speaking on things such as faith and politics. We have to remember, in a free society, the public square belongs to all of us.
I'm not interested in North Florida looking like Orlando or Miami. I love where we live, but I think that good jobs means that people that live in this district can stay in this district.
Fishing and hunting is funding a large part of your conservation projects in Florida, and we want to make sure that those are forever preserved.
And the problem with this industry at this point is that they actually target our youth. You can see it in their marketing strategies, where it's bright colors, fun names.
And that's going to be endlessly litigated.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? Now might be the perfect time to go on offense and seize the opportunities presented by the new pro-business environment ushered in by President Trump and his administration. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you. They create strategies designed to help manage taxes, control risks, and boost your financial confidence. It's a forward-thinking approach that can strengthen your foundation so you can enjoy the lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve. If you're ready to see how Alfie's team can help elevate your plan, call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and discover proactive strategies to help you thrive in an ever-changing world. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Let Alfie Townsend and the Advantage Retirement Group team guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
I've been dipping snuff for well over 30 years. You know, I could wake up in the morning and have a weird lump in my gums. Guess it's like playing Russian roulette, really. I would love grandchildren. And if by quitting it extends my life some, I would gladly lay it down.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
Today, push harder, push forward, push vigorously.
There are things that I am hiding from people that I'm trying to inspire.
You can do whatever you set your mind to.
I feel like a hypocrite a lot of the times.
Don't give up on yourself ever.
Smoking, I hide it because I'm ashamed of it. I want to get out of the shadow. I want to show people there is light away from the darkness. I am going to quit.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know I love the Floor Meisters in Naples. Locally family-owned business, 3 generations of Meisters. Listen, what are you looking for? Carpet, tile, hardwood, a Core-Tech? Maybe that's what you're looking for. And why don't we talk to TJ Meister right now of the Floor Meisters and find out what's going on with Core-Tech. What's up, TJ?
Well, we're just keeping up with the demand for Core-Tech. Just had to order a truck and bring it in from the West Coast of the United States to keep up with all the needs and wants of the people of Southwest Florida. Somebody doesn't have it, give me a call. I probably do.
I tell you, I love my Core-Tech floor. People love it. What is it about it that makes it so awesome?
Well, it's waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof. So if you got a pool, no problem. If you got a dog, no problem. If you got a husband that spills, no problem.
Floor Meisters, that's who I trust, and you should as well. 6281 Naples Boulevard in Naples. 239-596-4964 for the Floor Meisters.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare.
Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping to keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Well, hey, everybody. Glad you're joining us today on Florida's Voice. My name is Drew Steele. Big D on the other side of the glass. Nina's in the breaking newsroom. You hanging out. If you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. If you want to check out the show after hours, you just go to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele, the podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you get it. And it goes up right after the show. Big D, hopefully you had a good day yesterday, good weekend. We didn't really get a chance to talk on air, but it's good to see you again and know that you're here by my side.
Good to see you. All is well. Happy Tuesday.
All is well. It is a happy Tuesday. I was going to say a happy Baptist Tuesday, and I don't know why. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. All right, so we've got a lot to get into, including what just broke just a few minutes ago. Let me get this queued up and play this because the president made an announcement. I know this is hard to believe, but the president's still alive, everybody. I know. After this weekend, it was like, there's something wrong with the president. We haven't seen him in a couple of days, and the chances are maybe he took a break here, and everything is fine. and you people are nuts. Like, seriously, what is it with you and dead #dead Trump on X? Stop it. Well, I mean, the lefties, not you, but the lefties that listen to the program. And I know you listen because I get your emails. Thanks so much. All right, so Pete Hegseth making the announcement that the U.S. Space Command is going to be located in Alabama, reversing what had happened before. I don't know if you know this, but Joe Biden decided to bring it to Colorado, and the president's like, nah, well, let's bring it back to where we know it needs to be for really good reasons. Here's Pete Hegseth, the SecDef, talking about this.
Thank you, Mr. President. As usual, right place, right time, for the right reason. In your first administration, you established the Space Force at a time when we knew we had to be looking to that domain of space. You also reestablished SpaceCom.
Yeah, can I just stop for a second? Do you realize how do you remember when people were mocking and making fun of Trump and Space Force and doing this and having this even as a branch of the military? What's wrong with, again, that seems to be the theme of the show today. What's wrong with you people? I'm talking about you on the left. You're nuts. All right, well, your ideology is nuts. I don't know if you're nuts. You may be just fine. But anyway, moving on.
Ensure that priority was put in place, and you, through the Air Force, independently identified that Huntsville, Alabama was the right place to put it.
There you go. Through the Air Force, the best place to put it right there is in Huntsville, Alabama. So that's where it's going.
For other reasons, in the next administration under Biden, they decided to move it somewhere else. Well, during that time, the DOD Inspector General, the Government Affairs Office, they did their own assessments. And where did they say SpaceCom should go?
Huntsville, Alabama.
So what you're doing today, Mr. President, is restoring it to precisely where it should be based on what the Space Force, the Air Force, your leadership believes will give us strategic advantage in the future. That is Huntsville, Alabama.
No. He's doing it for political reasons, D. This is all about politics because Biden was the one that moved it to Colorado. Why did you move it to Colorado? We're putting it where it needs to be, according to the Air Force and the DOD and others. What's wrong with you? Stop with the again, that's the theme for today. I feel like after this weekend and after some of the lefties that I had to talk to over the weekend, to be quite honest with you, and how they were all crazy about protesting anything and everything they could on a Labor Day where I just wanted to relax. I have to deal with that. So I feel like I got a good vibe as to what their thinking is and how they talk. And so because of that, I'm going to be doing this a few more times. Is that okay? I mean, I hope you don't mind.
I'm ready for it.
All right, good. All right, so what else do we have?
We are way ahead in space, but this will ensure we stay leaps and bounds ahead because that's the most important domain.
Yep.
Whoever controls the skies will control the future of warfare.
You mean like the way China was controlling balloons that were flying over our airspace? It's a good thing we had a president at the time who's not going to make sure that kept going on or at least stop it. It's one of those things where you really do. Yeah, boy, it's a good thing he's gone. I got to tell you.
And Mr. President, today you're ensuring that happens.
There you go. All right, so that's the SecDef. And then we had Tommy Tuberville, Senator Tuberville, who stepped into the microphone as well.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a great day for our country, not just for our state of Alabama. We need help in our military. We need to catch up. And as Secretary Hegseth said, we're not behind in space, but we know where we're at, and we need to expound on that. Now, this move will save the taxpayers $480 million. It's not going to cost more. It's going to cut $480 million. We have the plans intact. It'll be behind a secure wall in Huntsville, Alabama, at Redstone Arsenal. We have 40,000 people there. We have the FBI there. We have missile defense there. We have NASA, Blue Origin, and SpaceX.
Yeah, but what about Colorado? I mean, Colorado seems like a really nice place. They got mountains. You have mountains, and do you have beer cans that turn blue when it's super cold on the can? What about that? Okay. Anyway, so there you go. The announcement that was made just a little while ago. I know. A little while ago, President moving U.S. Space Command back to where it should be, Huntsville, Alabama. And that is a big thing. Of course, there were some people who thought it was about something else, and all you people are nuts. All right, so we'll get to more of that coming up in just a bit. And also, as we're looking around and perusing some of the other stories here at Florida's Voice, you know, one of the things that we talked about, and I don't even know, before Evan Power is going to join us in just a second, all right? Not yet, just a second, because I have to, I got to play a piece of audio, the chairman of the Florida GOP, and I got to tell you that this was pretty funny. So you had Florida Democrat Representative Jared Moskowitz, who decided to go on the Chuck Todd cast. Get it? It's a Todd cast. Get it, D? It's a Todd cast.
Boom.
Yeah. So he goes on to Chuck Todd's podcast. So I'm not really sure if anybody saw this, but here he is. It's Florida Democrat Representative Jared Moskowitz. I want you to hear what was being discussed here because let me just play the audio of the conversation. So check this out.
COVID was a seminal moment in politics. You know, even though we had more Democrats in Florida, registered Democrats in Florida, you know, when Rick Scott got elected, when DeSantis got elected, when Jeb Bush got elected, when Charlie Crist got elected, we still had more Democrats, but we were still electing Republican governors. Okay. Now there are 1.2 million more registered Republicans. It's starting to get to a point that it's not recoverable, at least not in the short term.
Wow. Well, how about that, everybody? Hold on. Perfect time to bring in Evan Power joining us right now on Florida's Voice. Had a chance to hear that. And boy, I'll tell you, when I heard that, immediately, Evan, I thought of you. And here you are. First of all, good to see you.
Good to see you. Well, bad news for him. There's 150,000 more based than the number he gets. It was 1.2 for him. It's 1.35 now.
Yeah, I was going to say we want to update him on that. But, you know, one of the things that he said was, because he brought in COVID and he said COVID was a big piece of it and went into all of these different excuses. And all I kept thinking is, and I'm screaming at the screen, I'm probably annoying family members as this was happening, but I'm screaming at the screen. It's like, maybe your ideologies stink. How about that? How about maybe nobody wants what you're selling? And when you have good governance in the state, maybe it's a combination of both. But maybe good governance more than anything else. I don't know, your thoughts when you hear that and what's going on.
No, you think that, first of all, the Democrats here in Florida have nothing to sell that anybody wants. We also live in a world where we have a governor and a legislature that have campaigned and delivered on the promises that they campaigned on. So it becomes easy for people to buy in. And we're seeing that 500, 1,500 a day shifting. You know, we flipped Hillsborough and Miami-Dade this year.
Right.
But what is more important is Duval and now Palm Beach are both within sights of us flipping with less than 2.5% advantage for Democrats right now. So we're seeing seismic changes across this state.
It's so awesome, you know, and I feel for him, Evan. Against the forces that are going to be maybe not going by what Florida Democrat Representative Jared Moskowitz is saying, for example, right? I mean, it could very well be that there are some that are going to take certain things into their own hands. Like, look, Florida Democrats have to be really upset. The video that I was just talking about, the Jared Moskowitz video that I was just mentioning here, listen to the rest of this video of the Florida Democrat who is very sad. It's got the sads about what's going on here in the state.
Okay. But I think COVID was a big piece of it. I think COVID was a big piece, and I was there. I was involved in it on the other side. I think, and I have.
How did Joe Biden only lose by 3 points then?
How did he only lose?
He lost Florida in 2020 by just 3 points.
Well, I mean, again, as Joe Biden would say, don't judge me against the almighty, judge me against the alternative.
Yeah, whatevs. But the other thing that he was talking about said, we're 35 years into Republican rule. We may be here for another 70. Yes, tell me more. Keep going. I like that. All right, Evan's back? Okay, Evan's back, Evan Power. All right, I don't know what happened. I lost you there for a half a second, but he's back. So the other thing he said, Evan, was, we're 35 years into Republican rule. We may be here for another 70. Yeah, we might be. And again, it goes back to Democrats, but how we got to stay vigilant is what I was saying. You know, don't relax. We got to keep going, right? And as long as we keep the good governance going, as long as we keep things rolling like that, Evan, that's how we continue to keep it for another 35 years.
No, I think that's important. We have to keep delivering. People gave us a lot of faith in voting for us and registering as Republicans, and we've got to keep the pedal down. I always believe running elections like you're 10 points down. I also believe we got to legislate like we're 10 points down and give people what they want. And what you're seeing is Florida leads the way, and other states are buying into what we're giving. So we need to set a great example for other states, because I think we can flip a lot of these other states and put the electoral map in Republican hands for years to come if they do what we're doing here in Florida.
Right. That's the secret sauce, Evan, before we go, right? When people are talking about different issues with regard to maps and how states look and representation. The people did this here in the state, right? They made this decision overwhelming. They continue to do this as they register Republican because of the good governance that's happening. You can't go wrong. You cannot lose and go wrong when you have good governance from the local state level right to the governor. When you do that, the result is Florida. We are the result, right?
You're correct. And other places see what we're doing. They want to map it out. Obviously, I think the Democrats have weaponized the electoral system. So what we're seeing in redistricting is us balancing that back out.
Right.
But if we continue to govern well in other states we control, we're going to attract more Republicans. We're going to get more people on the team, and we're going to build a firewall that's impenetrable. And then when you get into the census in 2030, that's the key. You're going to see a huge shift in the election to red states away from blue states. And then add in, if you don't count illegal aliens, which we should not be counting in the census for representation, then you're looking at a permanent Republican majority, but then we have to deliver on it when we get elected there and continue to deliver.
That's the bottom line. All right, Evan, we're going to jump. It's always great to see you. Love when you pop in, then pop out, and pop back in again. Doesn't matter how it works. As long as you're here, we're happy. All right, Evan. I'll see you soon. Again. All right, all the best. God bless. There he goes. Evan Power joining us on Florida's Voice. We love seeing him. The chairman, Florida GOP. Good stuff, good numbers, good things that are happening here in the state. Some other things that you might say are good going on as well on a national level. How about this? A couple of changes. First of all, you have, who is it? Representative Jerry Nadler, 78 years of age, says that he is not going to seek re-election as a longtime New York Democrat. He stresses the need for a quote-unquote generational change after Biden's decline, is what he's saying. Watching the Biden thing really said something about the necessity for generational change in the party. And I think I want to respect that. Huh. Yeah? A younger replacement, he says, quote, can maybe do better, can maybe help us more. The interest in Nadler's seat will be massive in New York. We'll see how that goes. Now, I bring this up because this might be in some way a play across the country. What if that is the play, everybody? What if Democrats' feelings about what should be next, where they should go as a party? It's a party that's lost. They don't know what they're doing. Look at what's happening in the state. I mean, we can have fun and joke around all the time as much as we want about Democrats and different things that they say. And
I got hairy legs.
I mean, that, right? We're going to have fun with all of this, right? But they're scheming for the next angle. What is it? So if it's getting rid of the old guard and bringing in the new guard, what does the new guard look like? Well, the new guard looks exactly like Mamdani in New York City. That's what it looks like. And one by one, the Democrat dominoes are falling. Now, again, you probably hear in the state of Florida, you're like, why do I care about New York City? Why do I care about Mamdani? Why are you even bringing it up? Because I'm telling you what I think the game plan is here. The game plan is the next best thing to trying to make it seem like you're somebody who cares about the Constitution, the rule of law. You fight crime as a Democrat. I know, it's funny. You're fighting crime as a Democrat. Nobody believes it. But one thing that they have done in the past is they made you think that they were all-American, red, white, and blue, Constitution-loving, flag-waving, 4th of July-loving individuals as a party. But then little things were sneaking in, like we don't really want to have God in the party. Remember that? God in the platform, taking God out of the platform.
Hearing none, the matter requires a 2/3 vote in the affirmative. All those delegates in favor say aye. All those delegates opposed say no. Let me do that again.
Yeah, remember that? I forget if it was 2012 or 2016, but it was one of the big Democrat National Convention where they decided, okay, we kind of sort of want God in the platform. So that kind of sneaked in there under the radar. I mean, at the time it was right on the radar, but underneath. And then the other parts of it are, boy, this really feels like socialism. Man, I got to tell you what, the more I hear Barack Obama, the more I hear Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and others, the more I'm thinking, there's like a little sniff of a hint of Marxism going on here, a little socialism. I don't know if I like this. But no, we wouldn't. No. Because the American people will never go for that. Well, guess what, everybody? What happened today? You've got now former mayors. The former mayor, Bill de Blasio in New York City, has endorsed socialist, Democrat, Marxist Mamdani in the race for City Hall. Okay, it's... Right, I get it. It's de Blasio. De Blasio is pretty much a Marxist, communist, socialist, right? Allegedly. But this is it. This is the young face, the young, fresh face. This is the person, and this is the ideology that they're going for. This is what they want to do. And I think we just have to be ready for it. By the way, do we really care what Bill de Blasio says? That's the same Bill de Blasio who during COVID was telling everybody, hey, get your shots, you can get free fries.
Free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This can be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, Some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life.
Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. That's right. Now some people might say that Bill de Blasio is a tool. And, that's a really unkind thing to say, but boy, it's spot on. Wow. So, yeah, that same Bill de Blasio. Forgive me if I'm not really following along with the former mayor of New York City when he endorses Mamdani, the communist, Marxist socialist, for mayor of the city, a young man who I think everybody is going to look at and move towards because the party's probably going to move even more. It's not going to be, maybe they might sort of move in that direction, but that's where the youth of the Democrat Party's at. Oh, they're going full bump. They're going to tell you exactly who they are. And I got some audio on that, but there's Mayor de Blasio who's eating French fries and promoting vaccinations. Hey, you want this hamburger? Get yourself vaccinated. Like they did that to you. They did that to you. And you still vote for him in New York. I don't even want to talk about that because we don't do that in Florida. Thank you very much. Free state of Florida. That's right. You better believe it. And one of the other things you better believe is that, hey, listen, every once in a while it happens that air conditioning of yours is just not working right. And I want to make sure that you know who you should reach out to if you've got problems with your air conditioner across the state of Florida, especially right now, where, yeah, we're still in the summertime heat. Yeah, but it's September. It's going to start cooling off. It's not cooling off anytime soon. Not yet. But you want to avoid unexpected breakdowns. Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. That's who you reach out to. StrataAC.com. I'm telling you, get yourself a Strata AC tune-up. Just get that unit running right that you have, or maybe it's 10 years or older and it's time for something new. Strata Air Conditioning and Heating offers 0% interest for 36 months with approved credit on any new energy-efficient Goodman system. And you can shop with confidence because they have a $500 best price guarantee. So go ahead, reach out. StrataAC.com. That's StrataAC.com. You can schedule an appointment, get a text confirmation, track the text progress to your house. They've got it ready. They've got it ready to go. Sure. They've got you ready to go. No, they're ready to go for you. Get it right. All right. StrataAC.com. STRADAC. STRADAC.com. You ought to call Strata. License number CACO 43953. There it is. All right. We take a break. Coming up, we've got, I'm not sure who's in the Florida's Voice newsroom today. It might be Anita Padilla. May not be. But we're going to find out because they're all moving around and nobody's waving a hand to tell me who it is. But we'll find out soon enough. We're going to do top of the news. We will peruse the news across the state of Florida coming up. Then, of course, anytime you want to give us a call, you want to give us a text, give us a shout. 866-588-8303. 866-588-8303. Anytime you want to give us a call, phone lines are open. Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. is when we're live. All right, we'll be back. My name is Drew Steele. It's Florida's Voice.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have to tell you, when my wife and I talked about getting new kitchen countertops for our house, we know who to call. Rock Solid Countertops and More, 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. And they have been absolutely amazing. Hugo and the team are the best. The workmanship has been absolutely incredible. The install was so easy. The process was perfect. Taking everything out, bringing the new stuff in. The quartz countertop is unbelievably beautiful, and my wife is super happy, I'll tell you. You know they have the best quality and selection of marble, quartz, granite, and a one-stop shop for all of your kitchen, outdoor, and bathroom needs. I've known it for years. I've lived in Southwest Florida 40 years. There was really only one place I was going to go. It's Rock Solid Countertops and More. I would suggest you give them a call, 596-7676. They're at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. Find out what they can do for you. Countertops, cabinets, plantation shutters, they do it all. Rock Solid Countertops and More.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 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 855-SHARE-40.
Since the dawn of time, man and wildlife have shared a connection, and hunting traditions passed down from generation to generation have connected man to the natural world, from bow and arrow to hook and bullet. As man evolved, our link to those traditions remain with them forever. Yet today, our basic instinct to provide and as part of the hunt to conserve and appreciate the natural world has fallen under attack for the first time in human history. The misguided politicians and radical activists pushing an agenda to end hunting as we know it, or leading a war against our heritage and their misguided policies and protests. They demonize hunters and belittle our way of life, the results of hunters leaving the sport in droves, while our wildlife and ecosystems suffer the consequences as conservation funding dries up. Named after the father of the North American model for wildlife conservation, the International Order of T. Roosevelt is fighting in the arena to protect and expand the rights of hunters everywhere. We will fight back against these forces to make sure that every American has a right to hunt, enshrined in their state constitutions. We will educate the next generation in our traditions and seek to expand accessibility so that everyone can enjoy our pastimes. And we will continue to hold true to our namesake's efforts to protect, preserve, and ensure open access to our nation's wild lands. Teddy Roosevelt's vision for American conservation defines our modern hunting and conservation system, a system upheld by the idea that conservation efforts are crucial to our hunting way of life, and that hunters are crucial to successful conservation.
To some, Drew, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? It's time to shift gears and seize the fresh opportunities this new pro-business environment has to offer. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and the team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you, helping you go on the offense with advanced tax strategies, thoughtful risk management, and forward-thinking financial planning. Imagine enjoying the retirement lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve, all while staying one step ahead, and in a changing world, you've got to do it. Alfie and his team design personalized strategies to strengthen your financial foundation so you can focus on living life on your terms. Ready to find out more? Text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, you can call or text 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and see how a proactive approach can help you thrive no matter what the market does next. Don't wait. Call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470 right now.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
All right, we'll have some more coming up in just a minute from the president's announcement about moving the Space Command to Alabama. But he also was taking questions from the press. Of course, some interesting things popping up we're going to get to in just a second. But first, let's find out what's going on in the Florida's Voice newsroom. It's top of the news.
Top of the news. Florida's headlines now.
And we got Anita Padilla in the Florida's Voice newsroom. She's got the latest. What's up?
Hey, Drew,
Hey.
Byron Donalds racks up another endorsement from another Florida Republican in Congress. But first, Chief Financial Officer Blaise Ingoglia makes it official. He's indeed running to be Florida's next CFO with your vote. The DeSantis-appointed CFO kicking off his official full-term campaign for 2026 this morning, saying that he's going to fight for Floridians by going county to county to fight waste, fraud, and abuse in government. He's promising to make Florida more affordable, hold insurance companies accountable, and even eliminate property taxes on homesteads. Ingoglia is a former state senator known for his conservative stance on issues affecting Floridians. President Donald Trump announcing that U.S. Space Command is going to be headquartered in Huntsville, Alabama. This, of course, reverses a Biden-era decision to keep it in Colorado. Speaking this afternoon, President Trump called the move a return to common sense. Huntsville is also known as Rocket City. It's also home to NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center and the Army's Space and Missile Defense Command. The president said Colorado is for mail-in voting. He says that means they want dishonest elections, and he says that indeed did play a role in his decision to move Space Command to Huntsville. Add another Florida Republican to the growing list of lawmakers now backing Byron Donalds for his run at governor of Florida. Florida's U.S. Rep. Aaron Bean has endorsed his fellow Republican Byron Donalds for governor. Bean is now the 15th member of the state's congressional delegation to back Donalds' bid for the Florida's executive office. Bean calls Donalds a rock-solid conservative ready to lead Florida into the future, promising to lower taxes, cut waste, and boost the economy. Donalds' campaign has already raised over $20 million so far. All right, that's it for now. I'll be back in another hour to tell you why Governor Ron DeSantis says a massive fentanyl seizure is just more proof that lawmakers in Tallahassee need to keep funding strong programs. And this is a special program. I'll tell you more about that coming up at 4:35. I'm Anita Padilla, the news director here at Florida's Voice. Drew, back over to you.
All right, AP in the Florida's Voice newsroom. We appreciate you. Anytime you want to check out the stories they're working on, it's simple. You go to flvoicenews.com. It's right there on your screen if you're watching at FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. And that's Florida's Voice, the website. All the stories are right there. I'm trying to see if I can find this. So, this is so strange. I know there's a lot from this, from the announcement today about the U.S. Space Command moving to Alabama from Colorado, and then obviously the Trump doing these impromptu pressers. But I'm trying to find the video that took place a little earlier today. Did you see the viral video that's out there about the, not about, but it had somebody throwing something out of the White House window? Did you see it at all?
I didn't catch that.
Okay, let me see if I can get the video for you. So someone took this video shot, and an object was thrown out of the White House window. They said it was recent, and it was by a contractor during maintenance while he was golfing. So the president goes out, he's playing golf, and here, if you check out the video, and I'll describe it if you're driving. 10 and 2. All right, so if you watch the window, D, watch. So there's some dude goes up to the window, or somebody goes to the window, something's at the window, and boom, there it goes. Something just got thrown over. And like, what was that? And people were like, did you just see that? Something fall out of the window? So, of course, you have people in the press who were like, what is this? Peter Doocy was one of them. And I guess the president didn't know about it. He hadn't seen it. So he brought it up at this impromptu presser, of course, in the Oval today.
Video that is circulating online now of the White House, where a window is open to the residents upstairs and somebody is throwing a big bag out the window. Have you seen this?
No, that's probably AI generated.
So
Actually, you can't open the windows. You know why? They're all heavily armored and bulletproof.
So that's a fake video?
Well, it's got to be, because I know every window up there. The last place I'd be doing it is that, because there's cameras all over the place, right?
Boy.
Including yours. No, but every window, I've never seen a window that's, in fact, my wife was complaining about it the other day. She said, love to have a little fresh air come in, but you can't. They're bulletproof. And number one, they're sealed. And number two, each window weighs about 600 pounds. You have to be pretty strong to open them up. No, that has to be. Where was the window? Let me see.
So he brings the video up to him on his phone to show him. And he's looking at it.
Maybe from the renovations.
Everybody's looking. Uh-oh.
Which is the window?
It looks like this is on the 15th Street side, I think. Yeah. So right here.
Yeah. So he's showing him.
Yeah, those windows are sealed. Those windows are all sealed. You can't open them.
Well, I don't know, D. Did that look to you like somebody opened the window?
It sure looked open.
Yeah. We'll get back to you on that one. I don't know. That was crazy, sort of. All right. So there's more that I'm going to get to on the president and this little impromptu after the announcement he made in the Oval about moving Space Command to Huntsville, Alabama. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. There's so much that is out there. Oh, well, let me hit on this first. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay, so I saw this earlier today. It was trending on X. It was trending on social media. And I didn't know what it was all about. And I kind of explored it a little bit. Do you remember it was, I want to say it was probably back in February when the vice president of the United States sitting with the president and the prime minister of the UK, Starmer, and right to Starmer's face, the British prime minister, the vice president's like, yeah, you guys with the whole free speech thing, I'm not really sure if you all are doing free speech
It's now a
the
safe
right way.
zone. It's a safe.
What in the world is that all about? Okay, yeah. So the fact that he was concerned about it being a free speech haven, and you know, I don't know if you all are doing free speech right. In case you missed it,
I said what I said, which is that we do have, of course, a special relationship with our friends in the UK and also with some of our European allies. But we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British. Of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension, American citizens. So
think about that. American citizens, tech companies that exist in the UK, if all of a sudden they want to express themselves, like we're told they can have free speech expression in UK, but it's quite different. And that could lead to a lot of problems with American citizens and the people that are in tech, right? And so
that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our.
He's proud of it. Remember that, D, when he was, well, obviously you remember it now because I just played it for you, but, you know, they're very proud of their free speech stance in the UK. So why did a British comedy writer get arrested for 3 gender-critical tweets? And as a result, he ended up hospitalized over the stress. D, did you see that story today? Were you the one that sent that to me? Or was that Nina?
I don't believe it was me.
Okay. So there's a comedy writer in the UK. He got arrested and thrown in jail because he sent out tweets that were critical of gender ideology. He got so stressed out he had to go to the hospital. He recounts his arrest at Heathrow. Upon returning from the U.S., he's in Arizona, where, hey, listen, you can tweet, you can say anything you want. You can go crazy here because we believe in free speech. Of course, if you're on the left, then maybe you're not a big fan of free speech. You're only a fan of the speech that you approve of. Because other than that, if it's something you don't approve of, it's hate speech. We believe in the Constitution. That's hate speech! Okay. He's in Arizona, and he has a seat. It's like when you get to Heathrow, you're going to have to be reticketed. So, wait, what? Then he gets off the plane. He's met by 5 police officers. They escort him into a private area and tell him he's under arrest for tweets. And I guess should I read one of them, D? Why not? What do you think? Is it okay? Do you think? All right. You don't know what.
I haven't read them. I don't know.
All right. Should I send one to you? All right. Here it is. I'm sending it to you right now. And And let's see if you think that I should read that. There, I just sent it to you. You tell me whether or not. And I could leave out the last part of what he put, but at least it gets to the point. I can self-edit the that's fine.
Just do your little.
Yeah, that's okay. So he said, if a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he's committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in that area that if you're a guy, you'd know you got punched there. That was the point. Because if you punch him there and he's a guy, you're going to drop him because there's a little bit of sensitivity in that region. He went to jail for that. Yes. So I bring it up because when I saw it, I was like, no. How bad could it have been? That's his expression, his free speech expression. This is what he was saying and what he was concerned about. And he's been on many programs and he's worried about the protection of women. And he feels like that in the UK, women can't speak up. There are people who can't talk about what he's saying out of fear that somehow they're going to be in jail. Again, let me just refresh everybody's memory. And you're thinking, well, we don't live in the UK. Why are you bringing this up? Because there are people in this state who want to run this state, Democrats, who agree with this, who believe that this is okay. So again, you have a comedy writer from the UK who expresses his opinions on X. He puts it out there and his expression, and he's been on TV shows there in Ireland and a couple of other places where he expresses that he says things that he believes women feel, but they won't express in the UK out of fear of being jailed. He puts that out there. He is a comedy writer, so he writes it in a certain way where it's comical, and he gets arrested, proving his point. And there are people in this country who feel like, yeah, we should do the same thing. Now, to a degree, there have been some people that...
Blind dog face pony shoulder.
I didn't even get to you yet, but I was going to say there are certain administrations where there are individuals who they made sure that you were censored at very sensitive and critical points in our history. Like you didn't speak properly. What's that called when you don't speak properly? 1984? What do they call that, D? I'm trying to remember. The
1984.
Yeah, the book. Remember Orwell was talking about something speak. Why am I missing it? Hey, if you want to correct me, 866-588-8303. You can call right now live. Help me out with this. Oh, why am I drawing a blank? You just have to. Okay, it's very Orwellian, is what it is. And I just want people to know that it is happening instead of people thinking, we're done with that. I mean, that whole all the alphabet bureaucracies in government that were censoring speech during COVID, and the 51 Intel people there who all said that the laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop from hell, was actually Russia propaganda. That kind of censorship. And if you say something about it, we'll take you down. It'll never happen again because it's been. See, here's the thing. As long as there's Democrats and as long as they exist and that ideology exists, don't forget, that means that the next time they get into power, and one day they will, they're going to just revive the book. Revive the book? Bring back the book? In my head, it sounded like it would be a cool thing to say, and I don't know if that made a whole lot of sense. But, did you look it up at all? 1984 Orwell, something speak? I should probably do it now before we hit break. So I'm going to say, come on, what is it? Newspeak. That was, it's called Newspeak. That's what it is. All right. I'm not crazy. Sort of. All right, we got to take a break. Anytime you want to watch at FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. We'll be back.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, if you're looking to take advantage of today's pro-business environment and strengthen your financial future, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group have got you covered. They specialize in advanced tax strategies, risk management, and retirement planning, all aimed at helping high net worth investors like you thrive. Now, Alfie wants to share those insights with you with his book, Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It's packed with practical tips and forward-thinking strategies to help you make the most out of your hard-earned wealth. Ready to get your free copy? Text BOOK to 239-747-7470. That's 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Learn how to capitalize on that pro-business opportunities that are out there right now and secure the confident retirement you deserve. Once again, text BOOK to 239-747-7470 right now, and let Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group help guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
A new survey finds that 15% of the country will bet on football this year, while the other 85% are completely broke from betting on football last year.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it is.
That's actually funny.
That's actually how it works. By the way, happy beginning of football season for all of you that are listening and watching. And D, you're right on. I know we talked about it last season, but you love what you don't follow the college football games, but you follow the NFL. Oh,
yes.
All right. So no college, just the NFL.
Correct.
Okay. And you do the fantasy thing. You love fantasy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wasn't this like a big fantasy breaking weekend if you were a college football fan? I mean, right? With the game. I mean, who thought that, for example, Bill Belichick and UNC was going to get blown out the way they did? It was like, he had a horrible day, gets completely blown out. It was like 48-14 or something like that. Who thought that Florida would move up 2 spots to number 13 in the AP 25 poll? And Florida State now rose to number 14 after upsetting Alabama. Wow. Even the president, I don't have the video. I thought I had it queued up, but I don't. President was mentioning that because it's the Huntsville, Alabama, the U.S. Space Command going there. And obviously, Tommy Tuberville standing next to him, and he's like, you guys got it pretty bad. We don't want to talk about what happened with Alabama. Yeah, we do, because of what Florida State did. So they were unranked. Did you know this? Florida State, unranked, after being 2-10 and 24. And everybody's like, what are we going to do here? So big game for them. Miami jumped 5 spots now. They're number 10. Their 27-24 win against Notre Dame. I mean, I think you could say it this way, D, but right now, the state of Florida is hot when it comes to football so far. So college, looking good. Good start to the season. And then we've got, we'll see Tampa, Jacksonville, in Miami. We'll see how the first week goes. But people are geared up for the beginning of the season. And the first game's Thursday, right? Isn't it Cowboys-Eagles Thursday?
Yep, Thursday.
Okay.
Cowboys-Eagles.
All right. You want to make a prediction?
We're going to go with the Eagles.
Because?
They're better.
Wow. Okay, Mr. NFL prognosticator. Like that was
no.
I was just going to say
that.
That might have been the easiest prognosticating that anybody could do. I wonder what the line is on that. What's the line?
I'll tell you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just laugh how
it is Philly minus 8.5.
Wow. Seriously? That's a lot.
Seriously.
That is a lot. They must be playing in Philly, and I'm just laughing because I asked what's the speak there? Orwell 1984, and he's not really sure about that. I asked him what the line on the football game is. He's got it like right in front of him.
I know things that I like.
Okay. Is it like all on your desk? I can't see on the other side of the glass, but is your desk filled with like fantasy football?
No, I just had my fantasy draft this past weekend, so I know all the fresh numbers and who's playing who and all that good stuff.
And who's your so for that game, do you have somebody for that? Like a Saquon or somebody like that?
I actually have no Cowboys or Eagles on my team.
Oh, okay. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know a lot about fantasy football.
Well, everybody wanted Saquon, but if you don't have a top 3 pick, you're never going to get him.
Okay. Don't know what that means. See, I don't know that part of the fantasy thing. I don't know. And the gambling thing, I don't know. The numbers thing, I don't know. I just know that it's football season, and I'm pretty excited about that. All right. Anytime you want to check out the program after hours, you can go to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele, the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get it. It goes up right after the show. When we come back, a lot to talk about, including, is the media coming around now on helping Chicago? Like, are there some members of the media that are like, and I'm talking about the fake news legacy media that are like, you got to stop. I think we need to be honest. There might be. And even the president talked about it a little earlier today, too. We'll get to that coming up.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way. No way. No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele. Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Congratulations on the show.
Congratulations on your new show. Big deal, huh?
That's why shows like yours are so important. We have an independent county elected sheriff that's the head of law enforcement in Jacksonville/Duval County. And I know how to work toward making this city safe.
We can't be shy about speaking on things
such as faith and politics. We have to remember, in a free society, the public square belongs to all of us.
I'm not interested in North Florida looking like Orlando or Miami. I love where we live, but I think that good jobs means that people that live in this district can stay in this district.
Fishing and hunting is funding a large part of your conservation projects in Florida, and we want to make sure that those are forever preserved.
And the problem with this industry at this point is that they actually target our youth. You can see it in their marketing strategies, where it's bright colors, fun names.
And that's going to be endlessly litigated.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? Now might be the perfect time to go on offense and seize the opportunities presented by the new pro-business environment ushered in by President Trump and his administration. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you. They create strategies designed to help manage taxes, control risks, and boost your financial confidence. It's a forward-thinking approach that can strengthen your foundation so you can enjoy the lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve. If you're ready to see how Alfie's team can help elevate your plan, call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and discover proactive strategies to help you thrive in an ever-changing world. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Let Alfie Townsend and the Advantage Retirement Group team guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
I've been dipping snuff for well over 30 years. You know, I could wake up in the morning and have a weird lump in my gums. Guess it's like playing Russian roulette, really. I would love grandchildren. And if by quitting it extends my life some, I would gladly lay it down.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
Today, push harder, push forward, push vigorously.
There are things that I am hiding from people that I'm trying to inspire.
You can do whatever you set your mind to.
I feel like a hypocrite a lot of the times.
Don't give up on yourself ever.
Smoking, I hide it because I'm ashamed of it. I want to get out of the shadow. I want to show people there is light away from the darkness. I am going to quit.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know I love the Floor Meisters in Naples. Locally family-owned business, 3 generations of Meisters. Listen, what are you looking for? Carpet, tile, hardwood, a Core-Tech? Maybe that's what you're looking for. And why don't we talk to TJ Meister right now of the Floor Meisters and find out what's going on with Core-Tech. What's up, TJ?
Well, we're just keeping up with the demand for Core-Tech. Just had to order a truck and bring it in from the west coast of the United States to keep up with all the needs and wants of the people of Southwest Florida. Somebody doesn't have it, give me a call. I probably do.
I tell you, I love my Core-Tech floor. People love it. What is it about it that makes it so awesome?
Well, it's waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof. So if you got a pool, no problem. If you got a dog, no problem. If you got a husband that spills, no problem.
Floor Meisters, that's who I trust, and you should as well. 6281 Naples Boulevard in Naples. 239-596-4964 for the Floor Meisters.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do. And
thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Hey, everybody. Glad you're joining us today on Florida's Voice. My name is Drew Steele, Big D on the other side of the glass. You got Nina in the breaking newsroom over there, and you hanging out with us at FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. Anytime you want to check out the program after hours, you can go to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele. The podcast goes up right after the show. And anytime you want to stream it live 24/7, my personal website, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. It's an ugly website. I know. I hear about it all the time. It's not pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just needs to be functional. That's like me. That's what I tell my wife. I'm not pretty. It's just... Anyway, a couple of other things that we have going on. You know, there are people that are like, you know, when it comes to the CFO of the state of Florida, it's good to have somebody who's he's there, ready to go, mild-mannered, and...
My name is Blaze Ngolia. I speak 4 languages: English, profanity, sarcasm, and real. I'm running for chief financial officer because I am done watching taxpayers get screwed by governments gone wild.
And I'm like, no, I think you want Blaze Ngolia. The CFO right now is joining us on Florida's Voice. That's what I want. I want somebody like Blaze. There he is. First of all, come on, that is that's a heck of a way to open up right there, sir.
Yeah, it's actually how I open up a lot of my political speeches. I let everybody know that what you're about to hear is going to be non-conventional. It's worked, and hopefully it'll continue working.
There you go. So, CFO, we are officially now underway, running. And first of all, talk a little bit about what the experience has been like and why you have wanted to do this job.
Yeah, the experience has been amazing. I've been blessed to have been appointed to this position. I believe this is the 6th week, and we've hit the ground running. But it's something that I'm super passionate about. And you know that saying, if you love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life. And I just love protecting the taxpayers of the state of Florida. I love railing against big government. I love holding career politicians who are big spenders accountable. And I'm having fun, and hopefully people will see that I enjoy. I'm enjoying this position.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, something that we have talked about before is, look, if you're going to do this job, I think there are many you can describe this way, but if you're going to do this job, you kind of have to be fearless. Like, you've got to walk in and be able to say, look, this just isn't right. We've got to be better than this. We have to do this and back it up. It's not just talk, right? It's deeds. It's saying, look, we're going to investigate. We're going to look like doging and what we've been doing and what you've been doing here across the state, you know?
Yeah, and you know, it's funny talking about political speeches again. One of my statements I say in political speech is that growing up, my mama said I can be anything I wanted, so I decided to be a problem for Democrats and some Republicans too. But that means I'm just holding people accountable. Look, I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican. If I think that you're doing something wrong, I'm going to call you out on it. And it's unfortunate, but you know, a lot of these budgets of local governments have exploded over the last 5 years, and people are clamoring for property tax relief. That's why I have no problem standing up for the taxpayers.
Maybe we should talk about that, because the last time we talked, that was the one thing that got brought up. You know, part of what is going to need to be the impetus of getting things moving with regard to property taxes. I've talked to people, and you probably heard the same thing, is the house has to be in order. Like, we have to make sure that the doging is needed because fiscally, as we get responsible and as areas across the state do, then when the issue of property tax comes up and we actually, dot the I's and cross the T's, getting this right, the other side of getting it right is also making sure that everybody is taking care of the waste, fraud, and abuse that could possibly be happening in their municipalities. It's an important aspect to the property tax story. Does that make sense to you?
No, it does. And I think what happens is a lot of people in local government start confusing needs versus wants. We need law enforcement to take care of us and to protect us. We need fire and rescue to take care of us and protect us. We need to have a good educational system. So when you start building out your budgets locally, you start realizing that there are a lot more wants than there are actual needs. And we're just trying to show governments and how to prioritize that stuff. And once you get down to it, you'll find that there's a lot of fluff, a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse at all levels of government, especially the locals.
Yeah. I wonder why, the property tax issue has come up before in the past. It's always been like nibbled around the edges, Is it just because now is the time? It just happens to be the right time as opposed to some of the times it was brought up before? Like there wasn't the kind of buy-in that we have now with this?
Well, I think what people are starting to realize is that the fixes to the property tax system that we had in the mid-2000s wasn't a long-term fix. It was a Band-Aid. And we got an additional homestead exemption with that Band-Aid. So long-term property tax reform is really what we need. And one of the ways you do that is one of two things. You either eliminate property taxes on homesteaded properties altogether so we don't have to worry about the issue. But if we are going to have a larger homesteaded property tax, it needs to be indexed for inflation. So as your home value goes up, so does your exemption. It's something that we should have done in the mid-2000s that we didn't do that we really need to have.
Yeah, no, that's so important because we've had this story numerous times with people who would call the show, who would reach out. And even in my personal example of my dad, 88 years of age, who's owned the home forever. And it's like he doesn't own it because the taxes that he has to pay. Yeah. It's not like it's his. And he realizes that he gets frustrated. I mean, at the same time, you do it because you've been doing it. But really, there is that aspect of, man, for the longest time, I've owned this house fully outright, but I just don't feel like I own it.
Yeah, and the governor Governor DeSantis is absolutely right about that. Do you actually own the house, or you're renting it from the government? And if you think about it, if you don't pay your property taxes, the government can take away your house. That's just how much they want to get paid on this stuff. But again, reform is the way to get this thing done, and hopefully we'll see that on the ballot in 26.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we go, I mean, obviously people are going to say, hey, if I want to reach out to the CFO, I want to find out more how I can help him because I love what he's doing, love the job that the CFO is doing. Where can they find out more about what's going on with you?
Sure. You can follow me on Twitter at GovGoneWild. Probably more importantly, visit our website, campaign website, brand new, up today, blaiseforflorida.com, BLAISE. For FOR, Florida, all spelled out.com.
I know, and one more thing before we go. Every time I have seen you and talked to you, I always feel like you're having fun doing what you're doing. But I feel like you're really enjoying yourself right now. Like I feel like it's always been great. You've always loved what you've done, but now I feel like you're really into it. Like this is right in your wheelhouse.
I guess the smile on my face shows you that I'm really enjoying this stuff.
But you smile a lot. I mean, no, so it's a good thing. All right, sir. All the best. God bless. We'll speak soon. Anytime you want to come back.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. We'll see you soon. There he goes. That is the CFO of the great state of Florida, Blaise Ngolia, joining us on Florida's Voice. And it's the property tax issue is one that, again, as I've mentioned many, many times here, just be ready because it's going to be the big one. The big one next legislative session. It's going to happen. We're going to get it. We're going to get it done right. That's going to be the key. And when he talks about municipalities and, the needs as opposed to the wants, it's spot on. The money that has been coming in from assessments in communities and the price of housing and how it's gone up and the taxes that have been brought into certain municipalities, it's that kind of theory of because you've got more money coming in, does that mean you need to spend more money? Do you need to? And a lot of people love spending your money. They do. And they need to stop. All right, what else do we have going on here at Florida's Voice? Hit me. All right, let's see. The President of the United States earlier today was mentioning U.S. Space Command is going to be moved to Huntsville, Alabama. And during that announcement, he also was doing his impromptu pressers, as he usually does. You've got a mainstream media reporter who was talking about how judges rule the country. They are really the President of the United States. Okay. Anyway, seriously, there are some people who love the fact that there are judges in this country who are basically overriding the will of the American people. Because I didn't vote for you, I voted for him. I voted for the policies that this administration is putting forward, yet you have activist judges who have decided that, nah, I know what's best for you. No, thanks. So here's another judge who thinks they know better when it comes to crime in places like not just Chicago, but L.A. as well, and doing something about it. National Guard troops there, and this came up.
Today in California ruled that your deployment of National Guard troops to Los Angeles was illegal. Do you have any response?
Well, it was a radical left judge, but very importantly, what did you not tell me in that question or statement that you made? Pretty much of a statement, I think.
Well, I was asking for your response.
No, you didn't say what the judge said, though. The judge said, but you can leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can continue to be in place. That's all we need. But why didn't you put that as part of your statement? Because the same judge ruled exactly as you said, except the judge said that you could leave the 300 people that you already have in place. They can stay, they can remain, they can do what they have to do.
Yeah, how about that? So that's the President of the United States putting a mainstream media outlet in its place. And yeah, he basically wanted to get out there and say, you can't have National Guard. No. The judge said we could keep the 300 we have there, and we're going to keep them there and doing a great job, just like they're doing in Chicago. Oh, excuse me, in D.C. I know I'm getting ahead. Chicago. I'm getting ahead of myself with Chicago. I'm getting kind of excited because I feel like, on the other side of this, you do have some who just understand the reality that is in place right now. The reality that, look, you can't have the weekend that you had this weekend in Chicago and expect that it's okay if you are a Democrat who are trying to convince people that we are fighting crime all the time, just like other places, red states, red cities. No, we do it too. We care about crime in our cities. Are you sure about that?
In Chicago over the weekend, at least 54 people were shot. This is just over Labor Day weekend, 7 killed. Several of the incidents were mass shootings with multiple victims at a single scene. In one instance, a teenage girl was hit with a stray bullet. The violence comes as President Trump threatens to send federal agents and National Guard troops to Chicago to quell the crime there, despite objections from the city's mayor, Brandon Johnson, and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
That's right. He wants to quell the violence. Enough is enough. And good for MS, whatever they call themselves these days. Good for them for actually saying, listen, he wants to quell the violence that's there against the will of the governor and the mayor. That's right. The numbers keep piling up. They know it. And what does J.D. Pritzker think about this? I guess he was doing some kind of, media hit with a reporter as they're strolling along the lakeside. And I guess, was this strolling along the lakeside? Was this trying to show people that, yeah, look at how safe it is. Everything's fine. It's me, the governor, strolling. Like, I'm sure nobody else is around him. It's just the governor strolling with probably not one single other person around him at all. Check this out.
You're going to hear people, especially this past weekend, 54 shot, 7 dead. Yeah. They're going to say the city's not safe. Would you ask your friends to ride the L after midnight or after, 9 o'clock at night even?
Yeah, what about that?
To come down to the city from O'Hare.
Look, big cities have crime. There's no doubt about it. But let's just pay attention to what President Trump is doing.
That's all you need to know, everybody. That's right. the governor of Illinois wants you to know that, you got crime. You got 54 shot, 7 dead. Happened over the weekend. Happens often. But Trump. That's right. But Trump. Unbelievable. All right. Oh, here's a little breaking news. Hold on. We got some breaking news right now. It's kind of sort of breaking. Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. I'm working on the breaking news sounder. Speaking of Governor Pritzker from Illinois, here is the governor just moments ago breaking through Eric L. Daugh, D-A-U-G-H on X, our own Eric Doherty, who just put this out moments ago.
Third, as lawful citizens exercise their First Amendment rights, Trump and his team will be looking for any excuse to put active duty military on our streets.
No, the excuse is it's not even an excuse. It's like, look, you're not doing the job. The person behind you, the mayor of Chicago, is not doing their job. You both are feckless. You talk about how you want to fight crime, but you don't. And 54 shot over the weekend, 7 dead. And it seems like this is a daily occurrence. It's enough and it's enough.
Supposedly to protect ICE.
Well, protect the citizens. And then, of course, if the National Guard comes in and ICE comes in, yeah, we're going to protect everybody.
We have reason to believe that the Trump administration has already begun staging the Texas National Guard for deployment in Illinois.
Woo! Hold on a second. There's another one. All right. So we're already staging, huh?
I want to be very clear on this point, and I want to speak directly to the press right now.
Boy, I hope we're really happy about this, because we got to get the crime under control, because we care about how it's out of control in the city of Chicago, and all the help we can get would be a good thing. Man, I hope it's that.
We know before anything has happened here that the Trump plan is to use any excuse to deploy armed military personnel to Chicago.
Yeah, that's not where I thought he was going.
If someone flings a sandwich at an ICE agent, Trump will try and go on TV and declare an emergency in Chicago. I'm imploring everyone, if and when that happens, do not take the bait.
Okay, well, it sounds to me as if the governor of the state of Illinois, Pritzker, along with the mayor, are going to push back. They're just not happy about this. They don't have any problem with 57 shot, 7 dead in just this weekend. And it seems like it's a weekly occurrence that these numbers are this high. It sounds to me like business as usual is really what they want. And they want to score political points more than they want to keep people safe in the city of Chicago. That should be reason enough for people in Illinois to vote against both of them. Oh, all right. So here's another little clip from the two of them in this presser. Let's see. Eric had this one up on his X account as well. Let's see what the mayor of Chicago has to say.
In the state of Illinois, these guns come from red states.
Ah, okay. There it is. All right. So it's the guns come from red states. That's the problem. It's never the person. It's not the person getting the gun and what they're doing with the gun. Because a gun sitting on a table or driving anywhere around a state or any place else on the planet, flying, driving, whatever, as long as it's just sitting there, it ain't doing nothing, as the kids like to say. But, all right, so that's the problem. It's red states. The guns come from red states. I think in a lot of ways that's been debunked in the past. But the bottom line is the bottom line. It's not about the criminals. They're cool with the criminals. And it seems like they're cool with everything that's gone on there, status quo, as opposed to something's not right here. And we should be happy that someone notices and wants to help us. Yeah, you're not getting that. Not from Democrats. I mean, you have Democrats who, they do things like this. By the way, D, here you go. This one's for you. These are the same Democrats who, it's Labor Day. We're just enjoying a longer weekend. and maybe we're going out to a park. Maybe the weather's nice. You're in Asheville, North Carolina, and you just want to take the kids out, maybe downtown Asheville, and just enjoy what Asheville has to offer. And it's no enjoying today. There you go, with a marching band. There you have the very, very white crowd there protesting. Workers over billionaires protests. Impeach and remove, the signs say. Let me see some of the other. Democracy, not oligarchy. Pay workers. Oh, okay, there you go. So there's somebody who's talking about paying workers. Democracy dies in silence. Never lose your sense of outrage. Defend democracy, resist fascism. There's something with, racism and something on it with all over Trump's jacket. There you go. So that's what they did. And of course, D, you can't have a good organization of lefties without some kind of music and band and singing. They do it all the time. They have to bring in a marching band with like a saxophone and stuff.
Classic lefty get together.
Yeah. You know what? Do we do that? I mean, here I'm getting ahead of myself. Do Republicans do that? Do Republicans have portable amps with guitars? Like, do they do that at when they're doing rallies or anything like that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay. We move on from here. I know what we do here in the state of Florida.
Are you supportive of these onesies?
No, Bernie, I wasn't talking about you do.
This is what you do.
I wasn't talking about that do. I was talking about one thing we do here is we like having air conditioning, and we like it a lot. And we don't like it a lot in the state of Florida when it goes out. So why not get a hold of my friends Strata Air Conditioning and Heating? StrataAC.com is the website. Strata's fantastic. The work that they do is really amazing. And I can tell you that they care about 5-star customer service. It's part of what they do, and they are committed to it. So if you've got issues with your air conditioning anywhere in the state of Florida, and you're just looking to find someone that you can trust, maybe an AC tune-up, or maybe you just need a brand new unit, may I suggest you get a hold of Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. Like I said, wherever you are in the state of Florida, go to their website, StrataAC.com. That's STRADAAC.com. Schedule an appointment right there on the website. You'll be glad you did, especially when you consider the alternative, which is not doing it and then having issues with your air conditioning and saying, yeah, I should have called Strata. No, not you should have called Strata. You ought to call Strata. There, you got to get that right, too. STRADAAC.com. License number CACO 43953. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more from the president today and some of what he said in the impromptu presser. Also, there's a lot of talk from Democrats about the things that they would like to do in this country if they are to get power back. And let's just put it this way. There's not a single thing that's positive about it, but they're willing to do whatever they have to do once they're in power to reverse everything that we are doing good or well, however you would put it. I'll have that coming up. Plus, top of the news. We'll find out what's going on in the Florida's Voice newsroom next. It's Florida's Voice.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have to tell you, when my wife and I talked about getting new kitchen countertops for our house, we know who to call. Rock Solid Countertops and More, 2240 J&C Boulevard in Naples. And they have been absolutely amazing. Hugo and the team are the best. The workmanship has been absolutely incredible. The install was so easy. The process was perfect. Taking everything out, bringing the new stuff in. The quartz countertop is unbelievably beautiful, and my wife is super happy, I'll tell you. You know they have the best quality and selection of marble, quartz, granite, and a one-stop shop for all of your kitchen, outdoor, and bathroom needs. I've known it for years. I've lived in Southwest Florida 40 years. There was really only one place I was going to go. It's rock-solid countertops and more. I would suggest you give them a call, 596-7676. They're at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. Find out what they can do for you. Countertops, cabinets, plantation shutters, they do it all. Rock solid countertops and more.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Since the dawn of time, man and wildlife have shared a connection, and hunting traditions passed down from generation to generation have connected man to the natural world, from bow and arrow to hook and bullet. As man evolved, our link to those traditions remain with them forever. Yet today, our basic instinct to provide and as part of the hunt to conserve and appreciate the natural world has fallen under attack for the first time in human history. The misguided politicians and radical activists pushing an agenda to end hunting as we know it, or leading a war against our heritage and their misguided policies and protests. They demonize hunters and belittle our way of life, the results of hunters leaving the sport in droves, while our wildlife and ecosystems suffer the consequences as conservation funding dries up. Named after the father of the North American model for wildlife conservation, the International Order of T. Roosevelt is fighting in the arena to protect and expand the rights of hunters everywhere. We will fight back against these forces to make sure that every American has a right to hunt, enshrined in their state constitutions. We will educate the next generation in our traditions and seek to expand accessibility so that everyone can enjoy our pastimes. And we will continue to hold true to our namesake's efforts to protect, preserve, and ensure open access to our nation's wild lands. Teddy Roosevelt's vision for American conservation defines our modern hunting and conservation system, a system upheld by the idea that conservation efforts are crucial to our hunting way of life, and that hunters are crucial to successful conservation.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? It's time to shift gears and seize the fresh opportunities this new pro-business environment has to offer. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and the team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you, helping you go on the offense with advanced tax strategies, thoughtful risk management, and forward-thinking financial planning. Imagine enjoying the retirement lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve, all while staying one step ahead, and in a changing world, you've got to do it. Alfie and his team design personalized strategies to strengthen your financial foundation so you can focus on living life on your terms. Ready to find out more? Text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, you can call or text 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and see how a proactive approach can help you thrive no matter what the market does next. Don't wait. Call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470 right now.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
All right, anytime you want to check out the program at FL Voice News, YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook, you can watch. Anytime you want to listen to the program after hours, you could either stream it live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there, check it out. Or you can get the podcast, Florida's Voice with Drew Steele, the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get it. All right, let's get this. Top of the news.
Top of the news. Florida's headlines.
All right, Anita Padilla is in the Florida's Voice newsroom. AP's got the latest for us. What's up?
Hey, Drew, topping the news right now. A lethal strike by the U.S. military on a drug vessel from Venezuela. The news was announced this afternoon from the Oval Office, with President Donald Trump announcing that the U.S. military has conducted a lethal strike against a drug vessel leaving Venezuela, and he says it was heading to the United States. The president says that vessel was being operated by a designated narco-terrorist organization. Governor Ron DeSantis is highlighting the success of Florida's state assistance for fentanyl eradication program. Speaking at a press event in Orlando with Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins, he touted the seizure of the deadly drugs and the arrests of people who he says are bringing it to the streets of America. The so-called SAFE program has led to over 2,100 arrests and the seizure of nearly 500 pounds of fentanyl. He says it's enough to kill about a third of the United States population. Wow. He thanked law enforcement and said he's trying to get more funding to keep the program going, and he's urging lawmakers to set aside the funds in next year's budget. 8 Florida insurance companies were hit with more than $2 million in fines for misconduct after Hurricanes Ian and Idalia. According to state regulators with the Office of Insurance Regulation, these violations included things like improper claims handling and failing to provide required disclosures. Insurance Commissioner Mike Jaworski is promising close scrutiny to protect consumers, and CFO Blaise Ingoglia says this shows that they are holding insurers accountable. And speaking of Blaise Ingoglia, of course, you know, he was appointed to the role of Chief Financial Officer. Well, now he says he wants your vote to continue the work. He kicked off his official full-term campaign for 2026 this morning, saying that he's going to fight for Floridians by going county to fight waste, fraud, and abuse in government. He's also promising to make Florida more affordable, hold insurance companies accountable, and even eliminate property taxes on homesteads. He's a former state senator known for his conservative stance on issues affecting Floridians. All right, that's it for now. Be sure to keep up with all of the day's news. Be sure you're following us on social media like Facebook, X, and Instagram, or you could just go over to flvoicenews.com and read more stories just like this. I'm Anita Padilla, the news director here at Florida's Voice. Drew, back over to you.
All right, AP in the Florida's Voice newsroom, like she said, flvoicenews.com is the website. You can read about the stories that they are working on right there at the website. All right, what else do we have going on? Yeah, I wanted to talk about this because over the weekend, there was a lot of discussion from Democrats on different, I guess, platforms and what they plan on doing in the future. You know, I mentioned it earlier. The fight will continue. The political fight, not the kind of fighting that you are talking about. You know, on the left. You know, it's
and I'm a knucklehead at times.
Oh, I don't know where that came from, but there's some Tim Walz news coming up as well. Look, the political fight against the left will not stop, cannot stop, can't stop, won't stop, as his kids like to say, because they're never going away, and it's not what we believe. It's not our ideology. It's not the Constitution and the rule of law. Clearly, look at some of these Democrat-run cities. No, we don't want any help from the president. Thank you very much. Just let it be known that, yes, there are people that have TDS. But let it be known that if J.D. Vance were president of the United States in the future, or some other Republican, they do the same thing to them. Don't make it seem like it's all about Trump. Right now it is. It's always been. There are enough people that have TDS that think that when they go after Trump that there's a good reason for it, because they have it as well. But don't make the mistake. Doesn't matter who's in the White House. As long as it's a Republican, it's going to be the same nonsense. It just matters how they fight back. But I just want you to hear this, because Wokeness, who does a great job on X, called this, the Democrats, Project 2029. You know, they always talked about, what was it? Wasn't it Project 2024? Or no, Project 2025?
2025.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Democrats always said, Trump's got this Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation and blah, 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 blah. And read this paper. And then you read through a lot of it and it's like, I don't know. This doesn't sound so bad to me. I know. It's crazy. Because nobody read it. They just ran with it. So what about Democrat Project 2029? Well, let's listen to Democrat Jasmine Crockett and other Democrats. I'm not sure who they are because they're not in this video. Jasmine Crockett, the Democrat from Texas, along with others, talking about what the Democrat Project 2029 looks like. Listen to this.
If you have power, use it. Mm-hmm. I think one of the first things, I would like a progressive Trump. I would like somebody who used the executive pen to say, you know what, we're going to make D.C. a state.
Yeah.
We're going to make Puerto Rico state.
Yeah.
We're going to abolish the Electoral College.
Yeah.
We're going to enshrine protections for women in the Constitution.
Yeah.
We're going to roll back because the very
we're going to add more judges on the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
That part. Yes.
So
and guardrails. Right. And guardrails.
Right. I don't want just it to be a default.
Now, I'm just going to stop there because I think there's some cussing in there. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. There's part of it. Part of what they're talking about there at this event is they're going to do whatever they want. Back to Supreme Court, abolish the Electoral College. Hey, why do we have an Electoral College? Oh, I don't know. So why do you want to abolish it? 52 states, D.C. and Puerto Rico. Boy, if we add 2 more states, you got a lot of Democrats in those areas. Boy, we would have a lock on a lot of different things. Okay. This is what they want to do. So just so you understand, this is what Jasmine Crockett, who seems to be the one quintessential Democrat in the moment, you know, the youth movement, the younger generation that Jerry Nadler talked about, representative from New York, Democrat who said, yeah, I'm not going to run for another term. I've been here long enough. I've done enough damage. I mean, that's what I say. He didn't say that, but he did. And we need to make room for a younger generation, what that looks like. That's Jasmine Crockett, right? I think. By the way, the great Maze Moore on X put this out earlier today. Jasmine Crockett, who's, I guess, a personal injury attorney. Did you know this? She decided that she was going to go into law for some very interesting reasons. And as Maze Moore had this video up, and I don't know if you've ever heard this before. This is back in 2019, Jasmine Crockett.
I've never been married. I don't have any kids, and I practice law. So I handle civil rights cases. So when the police are continually out here killing us, I'm usually one that's behind the scenes handling those types of cases.
Whoa. What else?
I handle criminal defense cases, and I also handle car accidents. I had a great background as it relates to my ability to deal with numbers, and it was going to pay well. So I was like, I'll be an accountant. Unfortunately, around my junior year, I was the victim of a hate crime or two. And so were a group of my friends, all at the same time. Cars were keyed with the N-word. We received hate mail in our on-campus mailboxes.
I'm going to stop right there. So this was 2019. I guess you must have been doing like hey, I'm running for Congress and this is who I am and why I'm running. Well, as Maze Moore put it on his X account, a newspaper looked into the claims that she made, the keying of the car and the N-word and the 2 hate crimes. They found 0 evidence of any of it. Like none of it. Like it didn't happen. Why do they do this? Why is it that Democrats always feel like they have to lie all the time about everything? I guess they do it because they know Look, I'm not suggesting that every Republican is as clean as the wind-driven snow. Let's not do that, okay? But the difference between a Republican who's not as clean as the wind-driven snow, who might lie here and there, and the difference between a Democrat that lies a lot, is that one has consequences, the other has none. One will be put in prison, they will be doxxed, or their lives will be ruined, and the other one will get into Congress. Maybe even become a president of the United States. You know?
So what are you saying?
I'm just saying that Democrats get away with a lot. And so she was found to be, well, maybe not truthful on that. Like, nobody could find any evidence of it. And then you have this story. Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat of Minnesota, reported a net worth. Okay, hold on. Let me just stop. D's on the other side of the glass. You don't know I'm talking about this? I don't even know if you know about this story, but let's play a little game. You ready? Let's play a game.
I like games.
Okay, here. This is a fun game for you. And kids, play the home version. Okay, here we go. All right, so Ilhan Omar makes $174,000 a year as a woman in Congress. A man in Congress. Doesn't make a difference who you are. You're making $174,000. Okay. She reported a net worth on that salary. Take a guess how much she reported. Pick numbers. Go ahead.
How much she reported of the 174,000?
Yeah, in other words, she makes $174,000 a year. So you're like, oh, you could probably do the math, carry the three. You know, you can figure out. All right, she's been in office. For the better part, or the worst part, however you want to say, of 4 years, I guess. Right? She's been there since 2020, I believe. So
that's $700,000.
So, and you know, maybe something here and there. I don't know. So you're thinking.
So it's $1 million.
So you're saying at the most, it's $1 million.
Sure.
She reported a net worth of up to $30 million in her latest financial disclosure, a document filed just months after the Congresswoman dismissed claims that she was a millionaire as ridiculous and categorically false. She's like, I'm barely a thousandaire, let alone a millionaire. So there you go. The squad member and her husband experienced a roughly 3,500% increase in net worth. I'm thinking something's wrong here. Yeah, the Washington Free Beacon reported on it. I guess the two businesses that her husband has, a California-based winery and a venture capital firm in D.C., they valued the winery's assets between $1 and $5 million. 15 to 50 million on whatever this venture capital doodaddy is. More dramatic was the explosion in growth experienced by Manette's venture capital firm, Rose Lake Capital. I see, D. Here we go. There was an explosion in growth. It's almost as if money was being laundered. I mean, it's almost as if somebody knew some folks and stuff, or somebody got discovered as someone who does really good wealth management. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe exchanged a little bit of texting with Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's not very kind.
Once we break the gas.
Yeah, go ahead, Nancy. Break the gas. Anyway, Rose Lake Capital's assets were valued, like I said, between $5 and $25 million by the end of 24. The company had less than $1,000 in assets the previous year. Hey, can I say that again? The company had less than $1,000 in assets 1 year later. Between $5 and $25 million. I don't know how that happens. That dude must be really good at his job. So, I don't know if people are going to look into that. Maybe. Maybe there's nothing to look into it over. Or maybe there's nothing to look into because, you know, we say around here, D, but Democrats. Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. Just go. Move along. You're fine. Go live your life. Don't worry about my money. All right. 866-588-8303. Phone lines are open Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. If you're watching on social media, by the way, you can call anytime you want. Well, not anytime. I mean, we're here Monday through Friday, 3 to 6. So if you're watching right now and you're like, hey, can I do this right now? Can I call you and talk to you about whatever's on my mind while I'm sitting here watching you? Yeah, of course. Do it now. 866-588-8303. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back in just a couple more minutes, we're going to discuss, among other things that are going on, the president and his impromptu presser. Anytime he does something like that, it's always a lot of fun. And I know you don't like these conversations when I have them, but I think we're going to have a marijuana conversation. Yeah, I know some of you get really upset. You loves your weed, but I don't know. I just want to talk about it coming up.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, if you're looking to take advantage of today's pro-business environment and strengthen your financial future, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group have got you covered. They specialize in advanced tax strategies, risk management, and retirement planning, all aimed at helping high net worth investors like you thrive. Now, Alfie wants to share those insights with you with his book, Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It's packed with practical tips and forward-thinking strategies to help you make the most out of your hard-earned wealth. Ready to get your free copy? Text BOOK to 239-747-7470. That's 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Learn how to capitalize on that pro-business opportunities that are out there right now and secure the confident retirement you deserve. Once again, text BOOK to 239-747-7470 right now, and let Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group help guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at USO.org today.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
This baby makes me an aunt. Very, very, very surprising. My brother and his wife Kayla, this was their first time to Burning Man. Kayla woke up, wasn't feeling great. My brother Casey ran out and said, I need help. Within minutes, they had like an OBGYN in his underwear helping. They had so many of the right people so close. There were no signs of pregnancy. We were at the lake the weekend before. She was in a swimming suit. She did not look pregnant.
What? Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Dee, do you know of Burning Man?
Yes.
Okay. What is Burning Man again? I forget. It's like
It's a big musical festival, get together, partying, music.
Is that what it is?
Mostly dance music, I think.
Okay, like...
I'm not 100% sure.
You mean...
Big music festival.
Like that kind of stuff?
I think so, but maybe not 100% like EDM.
And...
A little bit of different genres.
And it has to do... And it focuses around... Like they put this big giant like wood structure that looks like a man and then they burn it kind of thing. Like that's part of it too, or wasn't it?
I don't know if they build something different every year and burn it, or there's always the man and there's different other things there. I'm not 100% sure.
And why do they? Do you need to look it up just to give a little more context? I mean, and so that's all. It's just a music festival. I don't know how it was birthed, how it started, but somebody had a birth. So there's a Utah woman who gave birth to a baby in the middle of Burning Man, and she didn't know she was pregnant. So I guess she delivered the baby in the bathroom of an RV. Baby's fine, everybody's fine. There was an OBGYN, I guess, that was there, and it was like, I'm going to help you deliver this baby. I'm pregnant? Yeah. Okay. So, wow. I mean, there's a lot of wow in this story. And there they were, and that was the story. I don't know, Dee, if I have anything else to add to that. I think that...
All right, I got the background on it.
All right, what's the background on Burning Man?
So, these two guys, last names of Harvey and James, they spontaneously burned.
Hey, aren't they the guys that make the wine coolers?
The wine coolers.
Never mind. There's somebody out there who's laughing right now. There's a person right now.
Harvey and James?
Never mind. I think I'll explain after the break, but go ahead. So,
all right, whatever. They burned a wooden symbol as a wooden man as a gesture of self-expression and community, and now it grew. Now, ever since 1991, it's in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada, and now it's actually transformed into a large-scale festival for art, community, and self-expression.
Okay, just by burning a big old dude.
Just by burning a wooden man.
Okay. So it's
what do you know?
So it's like there's like a bunch of anarchists out there. That's pretty much what
hippies,
it is.
Hippies, maybe?
What is it?
Are they hippies?
I don't know. The hippies still exist? I thought like the hippies now are pretty much in the government. Like
what?
The hippies now are in the government. Like, well, I mean, not like in this administration, but like they're embedded. I don't know. You know, the hippies were the ones that are like. Always, we hate war, we're against war. And then all of a sudden now the same hippies are like, go fight a war, let's go. Keep sending money to Ukraine. You want me to go, I'll go to, that kind of thing. They change on the war thing, it's weird. Anyway.
Well, I'm still not a fan of them.
Yeah, you mean the hippies or the Burning Man guys?
Hippies.
Okay. Are you a fan of EDM?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just that. That's it. That's all I had to do. And you're like dancing in your seat. All right, enough of this. This is nonsense. Let's move on. All right, I heard the break is coming up anyway. All right, coming up after the break. Yeah, look, the only reason why I talk about marijuana is because there are forces in the state that insist that we legalize the recreational use in the state. I just want to make sure that everybody understands some of the effects that we could feel as a community, as a state, when this happens. So I'll talk about it a little bit.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way. No way. No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele. Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Congratulations on your show. Congratulations on your new show. Big deal, huh?
That's why shows like yours are so important. We have an independent county elected sheriff that's head of law enforcement in Jacksonville/Duval County. And I know how to work toward making this city safe.
We can't be shy about speaking on things such as faith and politics. We have to remember, in a free society, the public square belongs to all of us.
I'm not interested in North Florida looking like Orlando or Miami. I love where we live, but I think that good jobs means that people that live in this district can stay in this district.
Fishing and hunting is funding a large part of your conservation projects in Florida, and we want to make sure that those are forever preserved.
And the problem with this industry at this point is that they actually target our youth. You can see it in their marketing strategies, where it's bright colors, fun names.
And that's going to be endlessly litigated.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? Now might be the perfect time to go on offense and seize the opportunities presented by the new pro-business environment ushered in by President Trump and his administration. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you. They create strategies designed to help manage taxes, control risks, and boost your financial confidence. It's a forward-thinking approach that can strengthen your foundation so you can enjoy the lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve. If you're ready to see how Alfie's team can help elevate your plan, call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and discover proactive strategies to help you thrive in an ever-changing world. Again, text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Let Alfie Townsend and the Advantage Retirement Group team guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
I've been dipping snuff for well over 30 years. You know, I could wake up in the morning and have a weird lump in my gums. Guess it's like playing Russian roulette, really. I would love grandchildren. And if by quitting it extends my life some, I would gladly lay it down.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
Today, push harder, push forward, push vigorously. There are things that I am hiding from people that I'm trying to inspire. You can do whatever you set your mind to. I feel like a hypocrite a lot of the times. Don't give up on yourself ever. Smoking, I hide it because I'm ashamed of it. I want to get out of the shadow. I want to show people there is light away from the darkness. I am going to quit.
Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com to find free resources to help you quit your way.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know I love the Floor Meisters in Naples. Locally family-owned business, 3 generations of Meisters. Listen, what are you looking for? Carpet, tile, hardwood, a Core-Tech? Maybe that's what you're looking for. And why don't we talk to TJ Meister right now of the Floor Meisters and find out what's going on with CoreTech. What's up, TJ?
Well, we're just keeping up with the demand for CoreTech. Just had to order a truck and bring it in from the West Coast of the United States to keep up with all the needs and wants of the people of Southwest Florida. Somebody doesn't have it, give me a call. I probably do.
I tell you, I love my CoreTech floor. People love it. What is it about it that makes it so awesome?
Well, it's waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof. So if you got a pool, no problem. If you got a dog, no problem. If you got a husband that spills, no problem.
Floor Meisters, that's who I trust, and you should as well. 6281 Naples Boulevard in Naples. 239-596-4964 for the Floor Meisters.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Thank you for waking us all up out here, for all you do.
Thank you for giving us the voice.
For being out there helping keep the constitutional republic. I want to thank you for your support for veterans in the military. Educating us. Standing up for conservatism. Giving us the truth.
Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today on Florida's Voice. My name is Drew Steele. Big D on the other side of the glass. Nina's in the breaking newsroom, and I'm so glad you're hanging out with us. By the way, let me just say this. First of all, humbly, after this Labor Day weekend, hope you had a fantastic weekend. First of all, let me just say we are coming up on our 1-year anniversary, this program. Next Monday, we are going to be at Oaks Farm Seed to Table at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road. If you are in Southwest Florida, in Naples, we're going to be doing the show live from there. And we would love for you to come down if you're in the Southwest Florida area or wherever you are. It's a lot of fun. We have a great time. And yes, we're going to be traveling around the state in the next coming months. We'll be doing a lot of great events. But I did want to mention this, that we are just very humbled by the growth that we've had, by the affiliates who have allowed us to be part of their programming day. We are truly humbled and feel very blessed. Those that have been listening, have been tuning in, we thank you so much for that. And it really, truly, it's a humbling experience. We work really hard here, all of us. Some of us worked yesterday too, which is great. And because we love what we do. And we just have a lot of fun. And we're looking forward to even more years. But yes, next Monday will be the 1-year anniversary of this show. We're going to have a big party. We're going to have a lot of fun and a live broadcast. So if you're in the Naples, Fort Myers, Marco Island, Southwest Florida area, Port Charlotte, wherever you are, and you want to make the drive down, we'll do the show 3 to 6 p.m. live with a lot of great guests, some special guests, and surprises lined up next Monday, this coming Monday, I should say. What is that, September 8th, I think it is? Or I'm not even sure. I can't do the math. But yeah, that's when we will be there. Oaks Farm, Seed to Table. It's at the corner of Livingston and Immokalee Road in Naples. So we're looking forward to that. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on? You know, there's the presser that took place just a little while ago with the governor of Illinois, Pritzker, along with the mayor. And I'm going to play some of that audio coming up because it's in response to some of what the president had to say today. Now, the president was talking about moving U.S. Space Command from Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama. It was a big announcement that was made at the Oval. And some people were like, he's not going to make it. There's a double. There's a body double because everybody knows it's dead Trump. What are you talking about? Yeah, there were people that were doing that all weekend. We haven't seen him in a couple of days. Something's wrong. We got to find out what's going on. Is JD up the bat? Like, really, you all need to get a grip. And the president even talked about that. But one of the things he did mention was, look, when it comes to the crime that is happening in major metropolitan cities in the United States, he doesn't care if it's a Republican city, if it's a Democrat city. It doesn't make a difference. All he cares about is the safety and security of the people of the country. And believe it. I mean, this is the same president who, unlike other presidents, cares about stopping wars, wants wars to end, wants people to stop dying. There were other presidents that wouldn't take it that far, might even consider the opposite.
Shut up.
Okay, anyway. So here's the president who was talking about, look, governors, maybe you want to reach out because we'd love to help.
This heat, but when I watched television last night and I'm watching the news and I see that 9 people were killed in Chicago and 54 were badly wounded with bullets, I say, that's not this country. We have to do something. And I do say this, I say this very much. I'm not speaking to anybody but them right now. I would love to receive calls from governors and mayors saying they need help. We'll help them. We have a lot of people. We have a great force. We have a great military force, you know.
So there's the president who's speaking to governors across the country, mayors across the country. Call us. I'd love to get a call because we would love to help you. We would love to help stop the violence that is happening in your cities. That's what we want to do. So what did the mayor of the city of Chicago do today? What did the governor do today? I don't know. When they heard about ICE coming into Chicago because they are concerned about, they're going to be looking for criminal illegals in the city of Chicago, which we should be doing across the country. And on top of that, you know, the National Guard, who it'd be fantastic if they were there in Illinois, Chicago to be exact, to do the same thing that they're doing in D.C., cleaning up the streets, keeping it safe, because you are feckless. You haven't been able to do anything for decades. And the response from the mayor?
We don't have an immigration crisis in Chicago. We have a gun crisis. And the president could care less about the real solutions.
Hey, how about the criminals? You got a criminality crisis going on? You have criminals there because you're making it about the guns, and you're saying that you don't have an immigration crisis. Why don't you let us be the judge of that? You know exactly what's going on. Defunding police departments, soft on crime. You've got, no cash bail. You have all the things that have helped to spiral crime out of control there in Chicago, and also letting them get away with it. They know in the city of Chicago, like they used to know in D.C. and other places, well, D.C. to be exact, that, nobody's going to do anything to me. Nobody's going to do anything to us. Here's the Illinois governor who was firing back after the president was saying, listen, we want to bring federal resources to you. I would love to get a call from the governor in Illinois. I'd love for him to call up and we'd be more than happy to help them. You heard the president. You heard his tone. So here's the governor, J.B. Pritzker, who obviously is running for president in 2028. That's the point. And here's what he says.
And it's an insult to any and every citizen to suggest that any governor should have to beg the president of any political party for resources owed their people.
See, now he's saying we just need more money. We've asked for resources, money. We need money, more money. And if we have more money, oh boy, you think we're stopping crime now. Just wait till we get more money. You're going to see even more crime stopped. Said nobody ever in Chicago. That's the point. Plus, it seems like the Chicago way when it comes to, money and getting money and what you do with the money and some of the things that happen in Chicago. And
so what are you saying?
I'm saying weird things happen in Chicago and stuff goes on. When next thing you know, all of a sudden it's like, who's this guy? He's president? I never heard of him. He's from Chicago. Wait, what does he do? Where did he come from? How did he become a senator? What was he doing before? He's a community organizer. What does that mean? Anyway, what else did he say?
I'd like to ask a question of my own.
Yeah.
and it's one the press should be asking as well. When did we become a country where it's okay for the U.S. president to insist on national television that a state should call him to beg for anything, especially something we don't want?
He wasn't asking you to beg him. He said, we really want to help you with the crime problem that you know you have. And there he is saying, we don't want you. He also said, I think, wait.
Have we truly lost all sense of sanity in this nation?
No, you've lost all sanity in this nation. 54 shot, 7 dead just over the weekend, Labor Day weekend. Look up the numbers in Chicago. You will see the numbers are through the roof. It's astronomical how many people get shot on a daily basis in Chicago. Everybody knows it. We've known about this for decades. That's the problem. We've known about it for decades. And I would make this appeal, and then I'm going to kind of move on. But why is it that some people with shootings, we pay attention? Others, we don't. Hear my heart, because I'm really sincere and honest about this. Those are 7 souls that have left us. 54 people shot. We hear about the death, the shootings, the deaths that occur on a daily basis in a place like Chicago. Faceless and nameless individuals we don't hear about. We just hear about the stats. I'm not that guy. These are people's family members. They're people's children. They're moms and dads. No. It's got to stop. All of it. I mean, it matters that people care about the safety and security of their city and care about the people that are in it. And how do you brush that off as a number? We don't want you here. We don't need you here. Yes, you do. Well, you need a lot of things. You need an intervention in my eyes. That's just me, allegedly. But I digress. It's just sad. All right. What else do we have going on here? Hit me. Okay. Good. Sorry about that. All right. We got a lot of other things that I wanted to talk about today. All right. Let me hit some Florida stories real fast because the governor was speaking today, and hard to believe, but yeah, front page of both the Orlando Sentinel and the Tampa Bay Times today. Tampa Bay Times, front page, top story. The St. Petersburg Progressive Pride Street mural is gone. It's gone! I tell you, it's gone! Well, it's not really gone. I mean, we know where it is. It's just not there anymore. The Rainbow intersection at Central Avenue and 25th Street was the last of 5 street murals removed by the state. Murals? Is that all it is? We're not allowed to have murals on the street. By the way, it's not your property. I'll get to that in just a second. Tampa Bay Times, you know, they do these very interesting flowery stories. The way buzzing leaf blowers woke up Eric Sumter around 2:50 a.m. Tuesday. Peering out of his apartment above Pin on Grand Restaurant, he immediately knew why workers were there in the dead of night. It's the dead of night. Maybe because if they do it in the dead of night, they can put everything back together again and it won't disrupt the traffic. You didn't think of that one, did you? No, they're doing it in the dead of night because they don't want you to know they're taking away their mural in a gay-friendly area. It says it in the article. I mean, the gay-friendly area part, not the rest of it. Did you ever think to yourself, I wonder if they're doing this in the dead of night so that they could put all the bricks in the pavement and do everything and put it back together so that, you know, in the heat of the day and the rush of the day, it doesn't disrupt traffic. I never thought of that. Is that possible? What's wrong with you? They did it in the dead of the night because they didn't want the community to know. No, they wanted to make sure that you could get through the traffic. After Hurricane Helene flooded Sumter's home last year, he chose that apartment in part because the colorful Progressive Pride Street mural signaled he was in a gay-friendly area. It was his landmark. Now, let me say something about gay-friendly areas. Let me say something about areas in general. Why do you need a mural on the street to show that you are gay friendly. Like, what does it mean to be gay unfriendly? Like, if you are a gay friendly area, just be gay friendly. That's all you have to do. I'm just saying, personally, me, Drew Steele, this is the way I'm looking at it. You don't need to fly a flag. You don't need to paint a mural. You don't need to do anything except be accepting, like you always talk about. Be friendly. Be gay friendly. Just be friendly. Period. Be everybody friendly. You don't have to be just gay friendly. You can be everybody friendly. Just be friendly. Like if you live in the community, you're going to know that you're a friendly community. No, I have no idea unless there's a mural on the street. Really? How does that work? Like, why do you need the mural on the street to know that the community's friendly? Everybody who lives here knows it because you live it. Because it's not just a flag or a symbol. It's your life. It's what you do. So just do it. I think somebody said that once. Just do it. D, am I crazy? Does that make sense to you? Like, if you want to be an accepting and a friendly community, just be accepting and friendly.
Yeah, why do you have to show proof?
The proof will be in the pudding because people will show up because it's like, I don't know if you know about this place, but St. Pete, let me tell you something. At this, in this area, by the Pin on Grand restaurant, I'm telling you, it's friendly. How do you know? Just go into any business. Talk to people. They're friendly as could be. So the story goes on about how in the middle of the night they took it away. And the governor made a point about this. It's a pretty interesting one because the press asked him earlier today as he was talking about, I think it was a big fentanyl bust that was going on and among other things that we were doing really well in the state. A reporter says,
crosswalks safer. However, they say their First Amendment rights were violated. What's your reaction to that? And also now it's up to the state attorney's office to file charges against these three.
Well, you don't have a First Amendment right to commandeer someone else's property. You have a First Amendment right to paint your own property and knock yourself out if that's what you want to do. But when you have a state crosswalk or a state road, the law in the state of Florida is now that there's not markings or that's not going to be used for those purposes. FDOT issued a memo to explain that a couple months ago. Everybody's been on notice about that. But, you know, this is kind of an instructive civics lesson here. You do not have a right to take somebody else's property for your messaging purposes. Like that's never been what the First Amendment has said. And, you know, we just got to be clear on that. And I'd also say, you know, I've approved a lot of money for a Pulse Memorial. Where is it? Why haven't they gotten that done?
Oh, what about that? Oh boy. So the Pulse Memorial, monies for the Pulse Memorial, where are we with that? What's going on? What's happening? That's interesting. So that is a very, very useful civic lesson, I believe. The state, we take care of this property. It's not yours to do what you wish. And when it was taken apart in the middle of the night, or it was disassembled in the middle of the night, or it was painted over in the middle of the night, it was to ensure that you all would be able to travel on the roadway with the least amount of distraction and trouble. Didn't think about that one. So, yeah. I don't know. All right, what else do we have? Do we have another Florida story? We do. Okay. I noticed this one from the Tampa Bay Times. Oh, it's a twofer from the Tampa Bay Times. Quickly, let me just get to this. Florida Doge targets Tampa Bay's climate change policies. What's at stake? What do you mean what's at stake? You've got climate change policies? The state requested local government's policies on carbon emissions, electric vehicles, and solar energy. Across Tampa Bay, local governments have tried to address threats posed by human-caused climate change. That is a hoax. Like rising temperatures, increasingly devastating hurricanes. Okay, sorry. St. Pete has reduced its reliance on fossil fuels powering city-owned buildings. Pinellas once viewed electric vehicles as cost-saving through... okay, so all of this just to say, look, the city feels like they should be doing this because they want to help the planet. The article says the progress may all be at risk because Doge has targeted clean energy initiatives and carbon reduction strategies. Like, are you just doing this because it's part of the Green New Deal that doesn't exist anymore as far as deals and greenies and things like that? And it's not what we really do. And
this is what you do.
No, you used to do it, but we don't really do that because we saw a lot of that money going to waste and just disappearing. Like, where's all the money going? And really, what kind of effect have you had? I mean, it's already weird that you as a municipality in the state of Florida feel like if you do this, that somehow it's going to save the planet when China's like, hey, ramp up the coal plants. Yeah. Build 15 more. Yeah. I know in Florida, I know. Yeah. I know Tampa in Florida is doing what they can to say, carbon emissions, but crank up the coal plants. That's China talking, and India and other places. Sorry, I'm just trying to be, I'm a realist. If you want to do that, that's fine. But just want to check, and state auditors want to look and make sure that you're not wasting any of that money. There's no fraud going on. There's no abuse of the funds. Doesn't mean you can't be green. Doesn't mean you can't do your part. Go ahead. Not saying you shouldn't. But why are you making it sound like if you're doged, that the money's going to disappear? It's going to be taken away. You're not going to have the progress you once had. It's almost as if before, with all that money that was out there, you could go crazy with all of this with no consequence. And what are we getting out of it? And what is the long-term cost? So you're not allowed to ask about that. I don't know. There are questions. Why would you be afraid of that? So I don't know. I'm just asking. And I could totally be wrong. I could be. Maybe I need a fact check. What?
Drew Steele, fact check.
Why do I need a fact check? Do I need a fact check? What?
Says who?
Okay. Where did that come from? I don't need a fact check. All right. I just checked myself. It's fact. All right. One more thing before we go to break. Oh, man. I want to play this right now, but I do want to save it for after the break. The president was asked specifically about, dead Trump. Hashtag dead Trump on social media. You people are crazy. It's like delusional. The radical left in this country is nutty. And so he was asked about that. Like, when did you figure out that you were dead? What? And so he addressed the issue of whether or not the president is very ill, something's wrong with him. It's like, I'm right here. It was Labor Day weekend. So we're going to play some of that audio coming up in just a second. I was going to play it now, but it's like a minute long, and we're not going to be fair with time. So we'll play it. Maybe I'll play it as one of the top 5 audio clips of the day. That's coming up in just a second. It's my top 5. We do it each and every day. Oh, man. All right. And we also have to talk about pot. Because I said I would, and somehow I got distracted. You can get distracted. You can get this. When you can get distracted? You can get distracted when you think your air conditioning's running right, like everything is good, and then all of a sudden there's a couple of days that go by, and it's like, it feels really sticky in here. Something's not right, and it's not me. It's the air conditioner. Well, if you're going to make a major purchase like an air conditioning unit, Strata Air Conditioning and Heating, that's where you need to go, may I suggest, that you get a hold of them because they have a full range of air conditioning manufacturers and models that they sell and service. Great names like Carrier, Goodman, Daikin, Trane, Mitsubishi, and Lennox, and they're committed to 5-star customer service. So from across the state of Florida, you could visit strataac.com, find out more about how you can schedule an appointment, get a text confirmation, and you can even find out about the tech making their way to your home. It's a very cool thing that they've got going on there. And the 5-star customer service. Did I mention that? STRADAAC.com. That's StrataAC.com. You ought to call Strata. License number CACO 43953. All right, coming up, top 5 audio clips of the day. It's my top 5. We do it each and every day at this time. And if you want to revisit the program because, I don't know, you missed something or you just love it that much, thank you. Florida's Voice with Drew Steele, the podcast.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times.
being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA, is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families, and one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I have to tell you, when my wife and I talked about getting new kitchen countertops for our house, we know who to call. Rock Solid Countertops and More, 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. And they have been absolutely amazing. Hugo and the team are the best. The workmanship has been absolutely incredible. The install was so easy. The process was perfect. Taking everything out, bringing the new stuff in. The quartz countertop is unbelievably beautiful, and my wife is super happy, I'll tell you. You know they have the best quality and selection of marble, quartz, granite, and a one-stop shop for all of your kitchen, outdoor, and bathroom needs. I've known it for years. I've lived in Southwest Florida 40 years. There was really only one place I was going to go. It's Rock Solid Countertops and More. I would suggest you give them a call, 596-7676. They're at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples. Find out what they can do for you. Countertops, cabinets, plantation shutters, they do it all. Rock Solid Countertops and More.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 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 855-SHARE-40.
Since the dawn of time, man and wildlife have shared a connection, and hunting traditions passed down from generation to generation have connected man to the natural world, from bow and arrow to hook and bullet. As man evolved, our link to those traditions remain with them forever. Yet today, our basic instinct to provide and as part of the hunt to conserve and appreciate the natural world has fallen under attack for the first time in human history. The misguided politicians and radical activists pushing an agenda to end hunting as we know it, or leading a war against our heritage and their misguided policies and protests. They demonize hunters and belittle our way of life, the results of hunters leaving the sport in droves, while our wildlife and ecosystems suffer the consequences as conservation funding dries up. Named after the father of the North American model for wildlife conservation, the International Order of T. Roosevelt is fighting in the arena to protect and expand the rights of hunters everywhere. We will fight back against these forces to make sure that every American has a right to hunt, enshrined in their state constitutions. We will educate the next generation in our traditions and seek to expand accessibility so that everyone can enjoy our pastimes. And we will continue to hold true to our namesake's efforts to protect, preserve, and ensure open access to our nation's wild lands. Teddy Roosevelt's vision for American conservation defines our modern hunting and conservation system, a system upheld by the idea that conservation efforts are crucial to our hunting way of life, and that hunters are crucial to successful conservation.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, are you still playing defense with your money? It's time to shift gears and seize the fresh opportunities this new pro-business environment has to offer. That's exactly what certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and the team at Advantage Retirement Group do for high net worth investors like you, helping you go on the offense with advanced tax strategies, thoughtful risk management, and forward-thinking financial planning. Imagine enjoying the retirement lifestyle you've worked so hard to achieve, all while staying one step ahead and in a changing world. You've got to do it. Alfie and his team design personalized strategies to strengthen your financial foundation so you can focus on living life on your terms. Ready to find out more? Text VISIT to 239-747-7470. Again, you can call or text 239-747-7470. Schedule your one-on-one consultation today and see how a proactive approach can help you thrive no matter what the market does next. Don't wait. Call or text VISIT to 239-747-7470 right now.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
All right, anytime you want to watch it, FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. And anytime you want to check out the program after hours, it's just Drew Steele, Fuller's Voice with Drew Steele, the podcast. You can go there. And anytime you want to check it out, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get the podcast. All right, it is time right now. We do it each and every day at this time. Oh boy, there's so many. I know it's really hard to do, but let's do it now. Top 5 audio clips of the day. It's my top 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Drew's top 5. Number 5.
If you or someone you love aren't sure what resources exist for immigrants in our state, I want you to go to IllinoisImmigrationInfo.org. Let me repeat that, IllinoisImmigrationInfo.org. On the front page, there's a red button that says Learn Your Rights. That takes you to a complete Know Your Rights toolkit where you can access specific guidance for different scenarios. Also on that front page is a red button that says Get Legal Help. If you or someone you know needs an immigration lawyer, this page has resources for finding representation.
Oh, and there's more. You may not think it's a big deal, but that is the state of Illinois, who, along with the governor and the mayor of Chicago, who are saying, yeah, we don't need any of your help. The 54 shot over the weekend, 7 dead. Yeah, you know, it's a usual thing around here, and they're just numbers. They're not people. They're just numbers, and we'll just keep the crime just the way it is, but we don't want your help. Sure feels like that's what they're saying when they're refusing help. That was also, I'm not sure who that was, but somebody on the staff there for the governor of Illinois, where they're talking about the state and how they literally, and I hate the word literally, but they literally have on the website, hey, here's how you can evade ICE, track them, providing hotlines, legal help. You bet. They're saying we don't have an illegal immigration issue in the city of Chicago at all. But if you feel like you need some help, why don't you reach out to this website? And we'll be more than happy to what?
Number 4.
Seminal moment in politics. You know, even though we had more Democrats in Florida, registered Democrats in Florida, you know, when Rick Scott got elected, when DeSantis got elected, when Jeb Bush got elected, when Charlie Crist got elected, we still had more Democrats, but we were still electing Republican governors. Okay. Now there are 1.2 million more registered Republicans. It's starting to get to a point that it's not recoverable, at least not in the short term. Okay.
Ooh, I like this guy. Who is this guy? Oh, it's Jared Moskowitz. He's a Democrat here in the state of Florida. He was warning that it looks as if because of the numbers that are he was on Chuck Todd's podcast. He calls it the Chuck Todd cast. Get it? Chuck Todd cast? Whatevs. Now there's 1.2 million more registered Republicans. It's starting to get to the point. It's not recoverable, at least not in the short term. He said he thinks that COVID was a big piece of it. I think your really lousy ideology is, quite honestly, all of it. Oh, and by the way, some of the great governance that we've had here for a while, that helps too. It's
Number 3.
Having been raised in a family who has given me so much love and support, now, as our family ages and grows, it's my time for me to give back to them. After a tremendous amount of prayer and reflection, I will not be seeking re-election in 2026.
Oh, I don't know if you know who that is. That's Senator Joni Ernst. At one time, Senator Joni Ernst was talked about a lot, was beloved in the Republican Party, and lots of people. Well, I mean, there are probably a lot of people who still love Joni Ernst and believe that she's been a fantastic senator, but not a whole lot of folks believe that recently, because she's more of a rhino. She's the one who was always standing around all the other rhinos in the Senate that seem to be disrupting a lot of different activities that should be happening with ease, because you care about the America First agenda and the president's agenda. And anyway, she was the one who tried to derail Pete Hegseth's confirmation. And now Senator Joni Ernst in Iowa, Republican, has officially announced she's not going to be running for re-election. So the possibility of having somebody who would help with the MAGA agenda, if you will, the president's agenda, is better and better now. The odds are looking good. So that's a good thing.
Number 2.
Something like 50 plus shootings. 52 people, I should say, were shot in Chicago. 30 different shootings over the holiday weekend. 7 people killed. Aren't numbers like that still a problem that your city needs to address? What more can be done to address that?
Well, I think that what we need to do is we also had a mass shooting in a Catholic school. We also have had many instances where the administration has really escalated, exacerbated the violence in our country, in our cities. Trump is a dictator. I think we got to be very clear.
No. Yes. So CNN was like, hey, could we get a Chicago alderman, Democrat, on the program to talk about what appears to be a massive immigration operation that's going to be happening in the city of Chicago. They're worried about criminal illegals in the city. We'd like to clean that up if we could, please. And also maybe even clean up some of the crime. You know, the 54 people shot, 7 people dead, the 30 different locations where shootings were occurring. And what should we do about it? And this Democrat, Chicago alderman, is like, Trump's a dictator. No, I'm not kidding. That's exactly what the dude said. It's like Trump's a dictator. And I know. I don't know. I see.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
I mean, I think. Anyway, moving on.
Number 1.
It's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend.
Very active over the weekend, the president was. Wait, I thought, hold on a second, I thought he was dead.
Drew's Top 5.
Well, if you were listening to some of the people in the media, you would have thought that was the case. It was just a weird weekend. They didn't hear from the president for a couple of days. And then we talked about it yesterday, that there was a USA Today reporter who was asking J.D. Vance recently, the vice president, are you ready to assume the duties if something were to say happening to it? And it was like, why is all of this going on? What is going on here? It's almost like they knew that the president was going to take a little bit of R&R as much as, I mean, he probably took an hour off because that's what the president does because he's constantly working. But it's like they knew that he probably wouldn't be as active this weekend as usual. And they set it up to make it seem like, and I'm not kidding. I mean, it was even like, even Chuck Todd which I know you don't want to hear Chuck Todd, but when he's ridiculous, which is most of the time, it's always fun to listen to. So here's Chuck Todd. He was saying over the weekend.
Health rumors? He only has himself to blame. And the entire Trump world only has themselves to blame for this, right?
No.
They live in this world of conspiracy and misinformation.
No. We live in truth. You call it conspiracy and misinformation. We live in the truth.
They manufactured all sorts of garbage, whether it's about Hillary Clinton's health in 2016, Joe Biden's health in 2020 or 2024. My goodness, they've started congressional hearings based on rumors they created and manufactured.
I can't do it. So Chuck Todd is saying that all the things about and the rumors about Joe Biden, for example, were all made up. Like, you really think
way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to anyway from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa
of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
Remind me again how we were conspiracy theorists and crazy, and for even daring to have that discussion. Yeah, unbelievable. So okay. Oh, and not just that. Why don't you have some pile-on going on here? On the, hey, I wonder if Trump's dead or not. Here is the person who thought he had a sniff at a shot being the Vice President of the United States, Tim Walz.
And I'm a knucklehead at times.
More than that. Here he was over the weekend for Labor Day, as he was talking to a crowd assembled about the possibility that this could be the case, and checking his social media accounts.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
What? Yeah, so that's Tim Walz, the person who thought he was going to be the Vice President of the United States, governor of the state of Minnesota, who was getting excited over the idea that there would be some Trump health issues, and that soon we'll be hearing about the fact that the president is no longer with us. We thought there might be news, but one day there will be, sometime there will be, with this kind of joy-filled, like, now, some might say it's disgusting and vile, and you'd be right. And this is the kind of thing where the media, like, just could care less. They're not going to say anything else about the disgusting, vile comments. But piece of comes to mind. I'm not going to say the rest of what people have said to me about those comments by Tim Walz. Disgusting. All right, let's get to something. Let's get to something positive. Do we have some positive news? We got some, what? Oh, bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. All right, hold on a second. A little bit of breaking news just came across my desk. Rudy Giuliani out of the hospital after that car crash is making a recovery right now. Just in time to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom from the President of these United States, Donald Trump. So good news there for everybody. Yeah. All right, as we talked about yesterday, as we were live the program, and we talked about the that freak auto crash that Rudy Giuliani was in over the weekend as he was helping someone in a domestic violence abuse case. He was helping a woman on the side of the road and got police and everything together and had a rental car. And then as they were leaving that scene, rear-ended from behind. And, you know, at 81 years of age, rear-ended. Horrible. Just so we're hearing that Rudy's out of the hospital after the car crash, and he's on the mend, making a recovery. And, of course, we pray for a speedy recovery and for health for Rudy Giuliani, certainly. So that is some positive news that just came across the wire. Will you like that? All right, look at this. I did it again. D, am I going to have to wait for the marijuana conversation until tomorrow? Because I don't want to...
Sure looks like it.
Man, because I don't want to...
Maybe we could sneak it in next?
No, but do I want to end on that note? Because it's kind of involved. It's going to take a little bit of time to dig through the stats. I mean, so I'm going to leave it up to you. You're the ombudsman. So I've talked about it. I've teased it. Do you want to hear it today before the end of the show? Or do you just want to leave it a little lighthearted for the end and then save it for tomorrow and dig in deep?
Let's dig in deep tomorrow.
Dig in deep tomorrow. All right. Sorry, everybody. We'll dig in deep tomorrow on that. But we're not going anywhere. We'll be back in just a second.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-SHARE-40. That's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, if you're looking to take advantage of today's pro-business environment and strengthen your financial future, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group have got you covered. They specialize in advanced tax strategies, risk management, and retirement planning, all aimed at helping high net worth investors like you thrive. Now, Alfie wants to share those insights with you with his book, Keeping You on the Retirement Fairway. It's packed with practical tips and forward-thinking strategies to help you make the most out of your hard-earned wealth. Ready to get your free copy? Text BOOK to 239-747-7470. That's 239-747-7470. Don't wait. Learn how to capitalize on that pro-business opportunities that are out there right now and secure the confident retirement you deserve. Once again, text BOOK to 239-747-7470 right now, and let Alfie Townsend and Advantage Retirement Group help guide you toward a stronger, more confident financial future.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today. We're with Liam after his 4th military move, when being new is starting to get old. We're with Tara during the holidays, when she misses home the most. We're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Now, back to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
How come when you call someone on the phone, you wake them up, they always pretend like they weren't asleep? Like it's so bad to be asleep? Like, it's always like, ring, hello? Oh, did I wake you? No, I was just sitting in a chair with a gun. What are we doing? I am ready to rock. I just got a new cell phone. Thank you. You ever get a new cell phone, you're too lazy to transfer all the numbers over, so you just stop being friends with a bunch of people?
Yeah, there's some truth there. So, D, I guess today is Telephone Tuesday. That's why I'm playing that. Telephone Tuesday. Do you know what Telephone Tuesday is?
You're going to have to elaborate on that one.
Okay, good. So Telephone Tuesday is the day after Labor Day, and it's known to be known to have more phone call activity than usual. So for some reason, after Labor Day, there's a spike in telephone calls to businesses and organizations. And I guess because of the long weekend, people call like on Monday because they're not sure whether or not the business is open, because Labor Day is kind of sort of a holiday, but it's really not, but it kind of sort of is. And so they have these unmanned telephones during long weekends. And so people are constantly calling for different reasons. And
there's long weekends all the time. Why is it just this one?
I don't know. It says many schools also open after Labor Day weekend.
Oh.
Research shows that organized people attempt to tackle their to-do lists today more than any other day. And so inbound calls rise up to 50%. So I guess what it probably is, if I had to make a guesstimate, see what I did there, a guesstimate. If I had to make a guesstimate, I would assume that the reason why it's a big uptick more than any other time is because it's the end of summer for people up north. And because it's the end, it's the last big beach weekend or whatever, and it's the kids go back to school today. Most schools are like next week. And so they're getting prepared. So because that's the case, that there are more people outbound calling today. How's that sound?
Interesting take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else.
I don't know why else.
Yeah. I have no idea. All right. So on that note, what I'm looking at the time and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that because most of the stories that I have that I could play right now are not funny or fun, but I'll give you one that if you're not watching, unfortunately, it's not going to be as fun as the people who are watching at FL Voice News on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook. Representative Jerry Nadler of New York is not going to run for re-election. He wants to give it over to a younger generation. If you're watching on FL Voice News, YouTube, Rumble, X, and Facebook on our social media, you will see one of the most infamous or famous Jerry Nadler's press conferences in front of the press outside of, I guess it was a courthouse, that we've ever seen. Do you remember this?
But these people are wearing masks and are totally unidentified, and the question is why?
This was outside of ICE headquarters, I guess it was. Jerry Nadler, and I guess the funny part of this video is, D, can you see his eyes?
Absolutely not.
Can you see the top of his head?
Just the top of his head.
That's it. So Jerry Nadler's doing a presser in front of ICE headquarters, and they have the podium, and it's got a big seal of the House of Representatives of the United States, and he's so short that the camera only got the top of his head while he was doing this very serious press conference. One of those memorable moments you have with Jerry Nadler. All right, that's it. All right, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Florida's Voice.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.
It's 4 a.m., Monday,
and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way. No way. No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
You're listening to Florida's Voice with Drew Steele.